I need that sports encyclopedia. U.S. Steve Kim. Got Trent in the cut.
What a human.
He's the best.
Yeah.
He's a master motivator.
I'm a master motivator. I ain't no regular ass motivator. I'm a fucking master.
Coaches tried to make practice so hard that the game was less intrusive. Like they coached you that way. Like people think, well, they were just yelling. No, they were trying to put you under stress and put you in under duress so that when you got in the game, you could mentally handle adversity.
If you go through JUCO and you make it out of JUCO, you can make it anywhere.
I respect the hell out of you to see that you're doing what you're doing and still doing what you're doing for real, the way you do it, man. From day one, you had the same enthusiasm. You keep the same enthusiasm, and it's fucking contagious.
In my opinion, I think Shedeur Sanders is the best deep ball in college football. I don't think
Can you just say something nice about Shedeur Sanders?
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
And I'll proudly stand up next to you all. God bless America.
You said belt to ass, T-Red. You got the belt around you.
What up, man? We're in the building. It's Talk That Talk Tuesday. And I will talk back. We got a loaded show today. Fox Sports' very own Chris Myers joins us today. And we may have a little Scoop Jackson action. We'll see. Along with our own very own legend, Steve Kim joins us, of course. So talk, and I'll talk back. The show is powered by BetUS TV. So head on over there today. Use our promo code. Let's dive right into it, though. We got a loaded show and a loaded lineup. And Houston, we have a problem. And it's my damn money. You stole it from me last night after I doubled down on you for being this tenacious defensive team who hits big shot after big shot. Yet last night, up 10. Dominating the whole game. 39 minutes, you led the game. You never trailed. Florida didn't even score. What are we talking about? What are we doing? Florida didn't even score 70. You had to score 70 to beat Houston, I said. I did hedge the bet. Don't think I'm a fucking boo-boo the fool. Sometimes the sun shines on a dog's ass. It happens. What a crushing defeat for Coach Kelvin Sampson, suffered at the hands of a few bad plays down the stretch that were simply uncharacteristic of a Houston team in this tournament. Shout out to Florida for making a great comeback, and what a bittersweet finish for Houston. Not sure if Kelvin Sampson can recover or bounce back from this. At 69 years old, after losing a bunch of players after today, after this season. Don't know if Houston can recover. It's a hard thing to get motivated again, turning 70 years old. Once you've tasted it, it was at the tip of your fingers, Houston. Shout out to Coach Kelvin Sampson for getting there again 3 years in a row as the number one seed and just can't get it done. Coming up short again. And hey, the young man beat the old mentor. Shout out to the youngest head coach in college basketball to win a title, I believe, since 6? 39 years old, Florida's head coach. Shout out to him. You got it done. And I don't think Florida had a 5-star player on their roster when we've seen Duke spend over $22 million on NIL. I mean, you're talking about per capita more than Ohio State's football team. And they didn't win it. Just put it in perspective. Shout out to Florida for getting it done. We'll dive right into it. But before that, let's bring my main man, Far East Sider 317. Naptown legend, LeBron hairline having, Lamar Jackson loving, AR5 defending, Fox Sports' very own Big Smitty joins the show. Why you laughing on me?
Day, JB, man, I kind of feel bad for you, homie. I told you not to double down. I hope you didn't double down. You just said you hedged your bet, which means you put some money on Florida. I'm assuming you did something to protect yourself. I really, truly hope you did not put that extra 1,000 down on Houston like I told you not to. I told you these games, man, it's ebbs and flows. Houston was literally winning for pretty much the entirety of the game. I think Florida was only up for like a minute and a half, 2 minutes out the entire
It wasn't even a minute, Smitty.
I'm sorry, homie, because I know you would have made like $500,000 if you would have won that bet. But on the flip side, my competitive nature is kind of happy because we were both wrong. I had Duke winning, you had Houston winning, Florida won. So at least I'm out here, I
was more right.
Misery loves company.
I was more right.
True, but misery loves company. At the end of the day, you the winner, you lose, and we both lost.
I won still. Between me and you, I had a better winner. Though.
But either you're the winner, you lose, and you lost. There are no second place winners, none of that. We both
the
lost.
Finals, I actually picked the final game. You didn't.
Cool. You want a cookie, homie? At the end of the day, you picked Houston to win. You lost big time money, big time money, and you're sitting here with the I ate shit face right now, live on camera. And we wouldn't be us without people like Bama Fan 95, Chris DeBono, Ethan Nolan, Danny Sanchez, Ivan Precise, Laura, Michael Partington, TPB, Dave C, and Frank Kona Sports Speed, all new members.
Hey, so first of all, let's make sure we're clear here. I think people need to say, JB, you know all things. Basketball, football, golf. You know everything, and you don't even watch any of it. I think someone needs to say that, because I think when we go back to brass tacks, I said
you did.
I did not think Houston was the best team, but I said their defense will put them in the finals, and that was where the money was, right? So I said I'm going to take Houston because the money.
Mm-hmm.
But I also said Florida will go because of what?
Guard play, their backcourt, best backcourt in the nation.
But what do I know?
Nah, hey, I give you credit. I'm not no hater.
Nah, I'm just saying, Smitty, here's the problem. I still think Houston did everything they needed to do. The funny part is the social media people that wait to tweet.
Right.
They wait until after my predictions are over, and then they come out when they so-called their team wins.
Right.
It's funny. All the Gator fans now are just everywhere. I haven't seen a Gator fan, though, for a long time. And all of a sudden, boy. And so here's the thing, though. And you know me, I did it like just for like, even if they came back, I don't really give a fuck. It's not like I bet basketball all day long.
Right.
I tweeted out like, night, Florida. that shit blew up, homie.
I didn't even see that, homie. That's hilarious.
Homie, I said night, Florida with like in the first half.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, so look, it was quiet for all the time. Last minute of the game, homie. And when the game ended, now they're everywhere, bruh. It's everywhere. Oh, this didn't age well. Yeah. That didn't age well. You know that age well shit?
Yeah. Freezing cold takes. Right.
Yeah. That shit didn't age well. People really think like, I give a fuck, homie.
You still talking, Jason?
Yeah. I don't know, Bailey, if you have the tweet, but like, it's a fucking unbelievable thread today. I bet you that shit has a million fucking. I got females, homie, all of a sudden. Florida female fans. Florida
bad, though. They probably bad.
The two main cats from Florida's 30 for 30, the football cats, Jackson and the safety that banged what's his name, and
yeah. His name.
They cool with me, but they talking shit. Everybody talking. Every Florida fucking cat. Pouncy twins. Pouncy twins talking shit.
Joe Noah hit you up.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I got cats. I'm like, damn, homie. Hey,
Tim
it is what
Tebow
it is.
hit slitting it in.
Hey, scared my Aaron Hernandez hit me up.
My
Hey, but let you
God.
know what I'm saying. What?
Oh my God.
What happened?
Nothing. I stubbed my big toe on the table. Stubbed my big toe. Ooh, it's the worst thing. Urban Meyer. Man.
Urban Meyer, Percy Harvin hit me up. I'm like, God damn, huh?
Cussed and shit. He didn't even know what he said.
Yeah, my brother talking about him and the Vikings. I was like, God damn. I was like, homie, what's going on here, homie?
Oh, man. Woo!
I was like, shit. I'm like, AH hit me though. I was like, shit.
Oh shoot!
But let's dive into. We got a lot going on.
Please.
That's how funny it is, though. That's who really is coming out of the woodwork and shit. Like,
hey, homie, side note before we move on, I don't want to like mess the show up. It's the flow up. I had a homegirl, and I don't want to bring this up, but it's hilarious. Shout out to my homegirl. I ain't even gonna say her name, but I got a homegirl who works with the athlete who's having that youth camp, who we had that viral clip go around about, every LGBTQ is invited and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And she was on me because she works with them and works with the camp, and she was, why didn't you call me first to get clarity on what the camp is? It's not an LGBTQ youth camp. It's his regular yearly camp he does every single year. He's just saying that everybody's invited, no matter what it is. Yeah, it was like a whole thing. I'm on the phone today talking to Shorty. I didn't know she represented him and worked with him until after the fact. But she saw, our clip been like hitting everywhere. So she literally, Darnell, hit me up, call me, text me. It's all love. Like, she's not tripping, but it was hilarious to me because people really seeing this clip. Like, dude at Fox, I'll tell you offline. One of the talent at Fox sent me the clip, text me the clip the other night. Was like, I know you was trying hard as hell not to laugh. Like, big time people is be seeing our stuff all the time. And it just be funny, man.
They want you to be like real. They want you to just drop them like, fuck it.
They like it. I just sent it to me. Yeah, so it's just cool.
They like it. Make sure the execs don't see it though. But yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. We got a lot going on, man. Fucking Houston, man. God,
this show down there big as hell almost. This show I'm getting excited. This show down there big.
Like I said, 3 oxymorons in one thing.
What I say?
This show's damn near big almost. God damn, homie. Like,
I'm on the fence, homie. I don't know if it's big or not, but it feels big. Pause.
Damn near big almost. That's what she said.
Right. Like, imagine you talking to a shorty, you like, hey, baby, is it big or what? What you think about it? She like, it's damn near big, almost. Like, you don't even know how to feel about that. Like,
it's like a problem with you the next day after me leaving me.
No, it's like complete opposite, homie. I'm the brother. Once you go black, you don't go back. You a white boy. You a white boy.
Yeah, no, that's what...
you a white boy.
Yeah, they made me different. But it's
white boy.
Don't believe the hype. Don't believe that.
white boys cut all their pubes off too. Go completely bald head. Like, y'all different.
And we smell better.
Y'all don't smell better than us.
It's by far.
Black brothers, we keep our stuff clean and trimmed and low, but we don't go bald head. We still grown men, homie.
No, you don't. Oh yeah, you guys got like fucking what's that shit? What they call it? The
flippers and shit. Yeah.
What do the females call it?
What?
Taco meat or something?
That's on the chest, homie.
That's what you guys have, homie. You have down there too, homie.
Women like grown ass man. They don't want no little boy. Don't go on little boy. Imagine a girl about to give you some head and you just bald head. It's like they giving head to a 7-year-old. Like, they don't want no little boy.
Girls don't like hair no more though.
No, a little bit.
No, they don't. I found out.
Well, you mess with white girls, so I don't. White girls a little different.
They're sisters. They know the deal. They know.
We had a sister in 10 years.
Nah, not
you
true.
mess with white girls and Hispanics.
Nah, I mess with all short, fat, skinny, tall. I just fucked straight Nigerian the other day. I was like, what the fuck? She didn't say much. She didn't.
Oh, my damn. FA watching too. I was on the phone with FA last night. He said he was going to tune in. FA and shout out to Toyo. He probably watching too. Can't believe you just said that.
I don't know what she said, homie. That's why I'm asking you.
What did she say?
I'm asking you to ask FA, homie.
Oh my God, Toyo, if you watching, bro, I'm sorry, brother. This ain't for me.
I'm saying
I got like real African homies though, like real deal, like
on the fucking
jollof rice, plantains.
She was on the stool, homie. She was literally on the stool.
Ass was fat, wasn't it? Nigerian
ass,
chocolate,
and the bitch was just. And I'm like, what the fuck is that shit, homie? And I was like, what the fuck? But anyway, shout out to Ohtani for going over to Trump.
I saw that, man. I saw he was in the thing.
Yeah, the fuck was like, no.
Trump was talking to him in regular English, homie, and Shohei understood everything.
Exactly. The motherfucker was like,
Shohei.
And I was like,
he said, Shohei, you are a phenomenal player. He said, go over there, take a picture under the Constitution. And he went over there and took the picture. So he heard it. He knew exactly what he was saying.
Say China in Trump's voice. China. Now you got China.
Say it again.
China.
I gotta hear Trump again so I can
fully China like
get to the space.
China.
China.
China. Ohtani, though, what I heard was like, and then Trump was like, man, cut the bullshit. And he was like, over under tariffs, 51 over 51.
The camera went off and Shohei started talking regular like slang and shit.
Like, can you cut the bullshit? Cut the tariffs off. I got some homies over there. Cut the tariffs.
I think Shohei talked like a brother when the camera off. Like him and Mookie being there, like rolling dice and shit in the dugout and playing spades. Like Shohei,
even though Chinese from Japan, he's got homies in China, is what I said. I didn't say he's from China, you fucking idiots.
Right.
But anyway, we'll see what happens, man.
My fault, VC. OG VC said, please don't ask me to do another Trump impersonation. I'm not great at Trump. I got to work on it, though.
You're still pretty good. You're still better than average.
There are certain voices, though, that like I know I can do, and there's some I just know I can't. I can do Trump. I gotta practice some more, though. I gotta hear his voice some more. I can do a Trump.
Yeah.
It ain't that hard.
Sounded pretty good.
I don't listen to him enough to know his voice.
You should.
I be listening to Mike. All right, let's get it going. What we got quoted today? What we got?
I don't know. I forgot. Dave Portnoy, though, goddamn, homie. Like, I never heard of a billionaire bitch more and cry more than this motherfucker. He's almost impossible to listen.
I thought that was your guy, though.
Not my guy. Nah, hell no. I never fuck with him.
Y'all was doing a big time, like, $1 million deal before I joined.
I mean, he didn't sign me, though. So fuck him.
Oh, okay.
I only fuck with people that fuck with me.
Okay.
He used to comment all the time on my shit, too.
That's what I'm saying. He's a fan.
Yeah. No, I don't know if he's a fan, but fuck him and his pizza. Let's dive into quote of the day. Smitty, brought to you by BetUS TV. So head on over there today. We're going to dive into that and have a full commercial for you soon. But the only limits to the possibilities in your life tomorrow, Smitty, are the buts you use today.
Ooh, wait. Let me read it again. The only limits to the possibilities in your life tomorrow are the buts you use today. I like that. That's powerful, homie. So you basically saying there are no limits.
Smitty, we didn't get a chance, but they didn't sign it. But I didn't, I forgot to get up, but I didn't put the thing. Nah, fuck your butts.
That's hard. Fuck your butts. Wow, that's like a multi-meaning thing. That's hard, homie. You know what? This is top 25.
Really? You grasp that the whole long thing?
It's hard though. Like,
usually for me to have something good, it's got to be like, and then that's it for you to grasp it. Micro. You got this macro one.
This was different right here, homie. This is hard. It's top 25, chat. No, dead or alive, top 25. No matter what y'all say, top 25. Gene, what you think, Gene? Whatever Gene say right now is what it is today. Let us know, Gene. Is this top 25?
What about Ron?
Nah, Ron been on some like Ron be on my Instagram commenting some weird stuff. Ron, I'm gonna press you if I see you.
How do you know if that's Ron?
I'm not scared of you no more, Ron.
How do you know that's Ron?
Ron took the scope off me. He ain't got because I ain't seen the red dot here in a while, so I don't think he got the sniper no more on me. So I'm not scared of him no more. Gene says top 32. Okay, all right, that's cool. And then VC said the same thing. 32. We got 32 Gene. We got 32 from OG VC. All right, there it is then.
Contrary to belief, brought to you by BetUS TV. Smitty, the world is a jungle. You either fight and dominate or hide and evaporate.
I like that it rhymed a little bit. That's why I liked it personally. You know,
I knew you like it. BPN.
BPN. Yeah. Say it again.
Forgot it.
All right.
The world is the jungle, Smitty. You either fight and dominate or hide and evaporate.
Hey, what do you do, Jason?
Well, I'm here now. Everyone thought I was only a Netflix star, I guess. I don't know.
Hey.
It's crazy. I was always somebody before that, and then I've been somebody after that. Let me ask you something. What other coach from Last Chance U, any other series or shows are still relevant?
I don't know none of them. I don't know. I haven't seen any of them. No disrespect though. I'm not like I'm ignorant to it. Like maybe one of them are doing something or is doing something. Excuse me, but I'm not aware of it. I'm not sure if they're doing like a podcast, a show. Haven't seen any of them. I did like the one with the black coach though, the basketball. He was a good dude. He was a good coach. Shout out to him. I don't know.
Where's Buddy Stevens at? Cole Vaden. Where's Buddy Stevens at? What's he doing? I haven't seen his fat ass in fucking years. I haven't seen that fat motherfucker in years. So where is he at?
Get him on this show.
He's a fucking coward.
That's the point, though, homie. We want controversy.
Where's the broad? Where's the broad that everybody said, oh, she's the greatest thing ever, the cheer coach? Oh, the one that had the fucking gay brother that was throwing the bitches up in the air. Oh, that guy that molested everybody and is in jail for life. Like, come on, homie. Like, it's crazy. Where's the mental health specialist on the other show? I'm talking. I got time today. Fuck these motherfuckers. Let's move on. Smitty.
Hey, he lost his Houston bet, and it's like no holds barred. Like he's pissed at everybody now.
Yeah, fuck all that. Hey, two things can be true, Smitty. Rio said they were you were the controversial one, my guy. They are still employed. Hey, Smitty. But who makes more money? I don't give a fuck about employment. I'm glad I'm unemployed. I'm unemployed. I must have the best unemployment check ever. I got the best fucking deal. Shut up, Biden. Hey,
he said, no matter who in office, you making money, huh?
Hey, by the way, Smitty, Rio thinks I edited the show. Hey, there's a reason why I got a little something going on.
Oh. We got something going on. We about to change our lives. I can't wait. I can't wait. I already started.
VPN. You and Tank, VPN.
Like, I already started planning what I'm gonna do with the, you know what I mean? I already started planning it. I mean, like this crib.
It's funny, like you motherfuckers were there with me.
I'm gonna get my mama out the hood on me. I'm gonna get that new car.
I'm about everybody.
I'm gonna get my mama. You know, I gotta say, I'm so excited. Like I'm gonna leave full time here. There's gonna be a lot of stuff going on. I'm excited for us.
Anyway, bottom line, everybody else from all those shows are irrelevant, and I'm relevant. And I'm just a hustler.
Hey, that's been a great show already. If y'all ain't hit the subscribe button, hit like. I don't know what y'all doing. It's been entertaining for 30 minutes straight. From the intro song to right now, y'all been laughing. Some of y'all been crying. Some of y'all been arguing in the chat like the weatherman in here. But regardless, y'all been entertained from start to finish. And we just getting started. Subscribe right now. If you green, change that, Bobby Harris.
Hey, Lucy, the Monica Aldana girl or whatever her name was, Lucy said she's working on a cheer sitcom. She told me I'm too controversial to come on my show. I was being nice with her. She told me that, homie, but then she has a guy get thrown in jail for life.
Oh my God. Lord,
this is why, homie. But I'm the asshole. Remember, the asshole's always the one that they portray to be, not the fucking truth. Just remember that shit. Just don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. They edit. There's a reason why my show was the most watched. I don't know if you realize that. So.
Wayne leadoff. Shut up, homie. But what up, cousin?
Yeah, Shaun Waffle. Buddy Stevens has a hell of a record in Mississippi where they have 4 out of state limit. And when they go to Kansas, they usually get dominated unless it's in the finals when they play nobody. Remember, Mississippi JUCOs are not like the Kansas or the Californias. They only play 8 games, and then they go into a playoff, and they play the same teams with 4 out-of-state players. So you got to understand the rules. So, yeah, he's dominated and cornered that market for a while. But he gets it done. He's won multiple national titles. But the point was he's not relevant anymore. Poll question, Smitty. Let's dive right into it. Did Houston lose or did Florida win last night? Because, Smitty, I just want to ask you, because I went hard at the Duke Blue Devils and said Houston deserves more credit for coming back and taking the victory and Duke not choking it off. Last night, I said, I've been saying for a while, Smitty, you got to score 70 to beat Houston. They didn't score 70 and beat them. So anomalies do happen. Shit happens. The sun shines on the dog's ass some days. But Houston looked like that's a totally different game than what Duke. That's totally different if you guys watch that game. And if you're sitting there telling me it's the same, then you just don't watch the fucking game. That's clearly not the same. Houston wasn't down 7, or Florida wasn't down 7. They methodically worked their way back down 10. Man, to hold a guy that was dominant and scored 30 back-to-back games to no field goals in the first half. I'm sitting here like, oh, fuck, man. Florida was down 12 at that time. I'm like, Houston's D is no joke. They're about to lock him down, blah, blah, it's over. Then Clayton got hit a couple, finally scored 11 points in the second half or whatever, especially down the stretch, hit that big 3, got an and 1.
Yeah.
And Houston just went cold, Smitty, and turned the basketball over. And I think they were held to 5 assists in the whole game, which was a all-time low. That's what happens when you don't make shots, Smitty. That's what happens when you don't make shots. You got to make shots to get an assist.
Right. But honestly, though, man, I feel like both teams were cold from the field. You know, even during the point when
early, right? Finals game, scared.
Yeah, exactly. And I told my homie, shout out to my homie Jujak, you know, he's asking for some my opinion on some stuff. I said, man, go with the under. I say, yeah, they're gonna be nervous. They're gonna be playing like extra hard, which tires you out quicker, and all the lights and extra media get your heart rate going. You know how it is when we play in the big game, JB. It's certain things that you can't really prepare for and nerves that happen. So I wasn't surprised by that. The thing though that kept me feeling like, man, Florida had a chance was that in the first half it was opposite. Florida was the team getting all these turnovers, missing all these shots. Houston had for a while. Houston had like either no turnovers, only 1 turnover for like the entirety or majority of the first half, and they were just playing a very clean game. But you look at the score, it's like it's still close, it's still in range. Now, obviously, in the second half, at the beginning, they went on like a little bit of a run and got like a 12-point lead for a little while, so it got a little scary for a minute. But man, Florida just stayed around the whole time. So, and obviously, you showed this play. You guys, you know, for the audio listeners, there's a clip going on here that's showing a goaltending by Florida. That could have changed the game. JB reacts to it. He's upset. Come on, y'all. It's basketball. Any sport, period. There's going to be calls and moments that get missed. If you're going to lean in on just one play, one moment, then you're just making an excuse, homie. And I'm not saying JB. I'm just saying if any players are watching this or whatever the case may be, you're making an excuse. Don't put yourself even in that position then. Like, figure it out. Like, don't. If it comes down to one missed call by a ref, then that's on you as a player. So.
I agree with you. There's no way I'm bitching over one play call or one call.
Yeah.
That's what I love when I see the fucking, speaking of Portnoy and all these fucking guys that they bet all this big money. When they win, they talk shit. When they lose some money though, they're crying like a bitch.
Right.
It's just crazy to me. And then they want to look at the goaltending. Barstool puts all this fucking, it's goaltending. Shut up. I can put all the clips too. Like, dog, fucking, because you never coached or played. Those fucking Barstool idiots, that's the problem. They never coached or played.
You hate Barstool.
Yeah, they irk me now.
You like going in on Barstool.
Yeah, they start to irk me. That one guy, what's his name? That one fucking guy who even had me on his show. What's his name? The guy that always is Mississippi guy. Fuck. All he does is do Mississippi. Or I think he does Mississippi State or something. fuck's his name, man? Walker.
Mm.
Brandon Walker, Brian. Yep, Brandon Walker. Especially him. Fuck, these guys never played or coached. They have no fucking clue how the game really works. So they don't understand, like, don't leave it up to the ref for making one call. Don't leave it up to don't allow them to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't allow this.
Like little things that we were coached or you guys taught, it just wouldn't even register. Like,
and then when it happens, guess what?
That's cheating. That shouldn't
I can point out 1,000 things
that went the other way. Right, missed call, missed fouls, what little stuff like that. So we used to have somebody from Barstool used to come on our show on a regular, but anyway. But yeah, I get it. I get it, man. I'm with you. Same page.
I don't know anybody in Barstool. I don't fuck with nobody in Barstool.
I'm a Barstool guy. Used to come all the time, every Friday.
I don't fuck with it. Anything on Barstool.
Come over here all the time, talk about this crime and shit. But yeah. Yeah, good show, man. What we got? Now let me see the rundown. I ain't even looked at the rundown the whole time.
Why? Why?
We just been rolling. It's kind of been a really good show, though. Like, there's certain days where me and you are flowing better than other days. We always flow, but it's like another level sometimes. Right now, we're in a good flow. Like, we just bouncing off each other's paws like a trampoline. Like, it's just good.
So shit on Bailey's rundown then.
Well, I'm gonna go to rundown now. I know this next topic is a big one, and we already touched on it a little bit, but we want to make this a full clip, so we got to go at least 8 minutes long on this. We can cut it and monetize. So starting now, go. President Donald Trump shakes hands with MLB superstar Shohei Ohtani after congratulating him on the historic season last year. The Dodgers are visiting the White House today. And actually, we have some videos here showing Trump as he welcomes Ohtani to the Oval Office. Check this out.
It was yesterday. They cleared
players have ever hit 40 home runs and stolen 40 bases in a single season, and an elite group known as the 40-40 Club. It's a 40-40 club, and very few people make it. But unanimous National League MVP Shohei Ohtani.
That's funny, man.
He is funny.
You got to at least say him, motherfucker.
Nah, he's hilarious. He's hilarious.
Looks like a movie star.
As a president, too?
He's got a good future, I'm telling you.
He's got a good future.
He shattered all of those records last year. Think of it, all of them. And he did something even more because he became the first ever member of the 50-50 Club. So 40-40 is...
In my yesterday, is obviously when the whole team was there. I'm Ron Burgundy, so I read whatever's in the in the rundown there. But that was great though, man. The team went out there. Say what you want. You get a chance to go to the White House. I mean, go to the White House. You know what I mean?
Hey, there's like these far left liberals are like ripping Dodger shirts.
No, I heard people on the radio like calling in last night, and they was like, "No, they shouldn't have went. Represent LA, and y'all shouldn't have went." Or
that's crazy. It's
crazy.
It's
like, it don't make sense, y'all.
It's fucking crazy.
If you don't want to go, cool. But like all the like backlash you're getting for going, like no, like it's the White House, it's the president.
Homie, the far left, the real far left. There's these extreme TikTok fucking weird.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird, homie. Like here's the thing I gotta ask you: would the right be tearing off fucking Dodger jerseys if Kamala won?
Ooh.
No, I'll be honest. We don't give a fuck.
The far right though, not you, not even the regular right.
But even the far right,
I do think
they're not gonna go. They're not doing all that. Like it's always the same person. It's this fucking wobble body white bitch with purple hair. It's always the same person.
Why gotta be purple, home? Why can't it be like another
they dye their hair and they think they're fucking a dude, and it's a weird cult like feeling, homie. I'm gonna be real with you, dog. Like, well, I don't know. Anyway, bottom line, we're the most divided motherfuckers I've ever seen, like, country in ever, and it's been that way for the last 8 years. It's getting worse and worse and worse. It don't matter who the president is. I'm convinced we got a fucking demonic cult fucking scenario in this country. I wouldn't be shocked if Civil War was fucking 10 years away or less.
You think Trump watches baseball?
No. I don't think he watches anything. And to be fair, I don't think any presidents did. Like even when Obama did the basketball shit, like if he was watching basketball, like when they so when Biden was asleep on the sandy beaches of Maine, like 79% of his fucking term, that's what the number one thing was discussed, right? Trump goes and golfs. Guess what? He's golfing. He ain't doing no president work, bro. It's always that when Obama did a bracket, what is he doing with China?
Right.
So like I'm
constantly working. He should be constantly working.
So it's always some side against the side that they don't want in the office that is going to make up something. You can't golf. You can't pick a bracket. You can't fucking go on the sandy beach. Now Biden was out that motherfucker a lot, though. That motherfucker was sleep too.
80 years old, homie. You know what I mean? I feel him a little bit. If I'm the president, homie, if I ever run, so I'm a guy who likes to work with the TV.
Stephen A. said he ran. He lied. Stephen A. is the biggest liar out there, but yeah, he said he's gonna run now.
If I run, no, I don't care about nobody else. If I run,
he said he black. He black.
If I win the president, I'm gonna have a TV on while I'm doing my work, like while I'm signing legislation.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Not like having a TV on. I've always worked that way. Like in elementary, middle school.
Yeah,
I need some distraction
I'm doing that too
while I'm working. Like,
yeah, I'm gonna do that too.
Yeah, I'm gonna have all types of stuff.
I'm definitely doing that. Like
I be on the phone talking to you about that stuff.
We've had congressmen
pissed off about these tariffs on me. What we thinking? I'm like, hold on, man. Ohtani get another home run. My fault, bro. Ohtani, though. Anyway, what we doing with China? Like,
you imagine me like every video you see or whatever of me, I'm smoking a cigar in that motherfucker.
Oh yeah, 100%.
The suit, cigar. I mean, I'll turn the motherfucking White House. It'd be fucking.
We'll be there rolling dice on the way to see you.
Turn that shit out. You would see all kind of crazy shit. They would never know. The country would be so together because you would see Ron and them cats in there, and then you'd see you see the hood cats in there. Everybody be like, "Yeah, how did all these motherfuckers getting along and shit?" It's like because it's that it factor. I mean,
you can turn one in the room so like a barbershop, so you can get your cuts the whole time and.
A Pro Bass shop.
Yep. Gaming room for the youngins.
Gaming room. I'd have all
arcade, that. Pac-Man game in there for arcade.
Yeah, we'd have it all. It'd be crazy.
Baby, Pac-Man was an old school game where basically like it chases the ghost, and you got like a certain time. You got to try to get as many dots as you want to. You can Google it when you're free.
Yeah, I might. Yeah, I don't know. Stephen A. said he might run though now all of a sudden. But hey.
I work at Fox Sports, so I kind of only care about Fox Sports business. Any other network is kind of big.
Hey, crazy. Whitlock called him a plant a while back, and now it looks like he is. Whitlock be on it a little bit.
I want to see Whitlock and Stephen A. getting like a boxing ring. I want them to get 3 months to like get in shape, both of them. Get in shape, 3 months, get trained by the actual boxing coach, and then box and see what happens.
3 months shape.
We'll just take 3 months to get in whatever level of shape that they both can get into, and then go in the ring and just do like 5 2-minute rounds and just box it out. I'm from the old school where like we don't need no guns, we don't need no the words that dies out there a while. Let's throw these hands as men, and then afterwards let's shake hands. We can agree, disagree, but we can have some respect amongst each other because they've been beefing for a long time. I would love to see them in the boxing ring.
Hey, can we be clear and make sure that we're going to talk about the white girl today? Caitlyn Clark. Make sure we're clear because she had almost 20 million views when she played in the finals. They only had 8 the other day. And let me be honest. Let me be clear here real quick. I want to be clear as honestly clear as I can be. Smitty. It's dumb as hell to play on Sunday. I'm going to be honest. If you really go back in history and then being the sports historian that I am, the college women were always after. So the Final Four should have been Sunday, not fucking Friday. And the finals should have been Tuesday, as they always used to be. See, I don't know if y'all even know that, you youngsters. Tuesday. After Monday's men's final, Tuesday was the women's final. And now, look what they've done to this thing. It's like a rush job. Let's get the women out of the way. And that, to me, is more disrespectful than y'all say I am. Y'all just throwing them out there and fucking to the wolves. Like, fuck it, blah, blah, blah. After Caitlyn Clark's 20 million all-time viewership last year, now it drops by almost triple. And now everyone wants to dismiss the fact that Caitlyn Clark really is the reason we all watch women's sports or women's basketball. Let's be real. But anyway, we won't talk about that today. I don't think
still
anybody
got like 9-10 million, which still is good view. It's just not the all-time view. Caitlyn Clark got the all-time view, which is 20, but Paige Becker than you got them got damn near 10 million. That's still good views. I mean,
8 million,
damn near 9,
right? But not close to 10 though.
Damn near 9 though, which is
damn
good.
Damn near
Caitlyn Clark got the all-time record. Like you're not gonna always beat the all-time record.
Exactly. That's my point.
I'm saying it's a reason it's the all-time. Like
that's my point.
You're talking as if like you said the reason we watch the basketball for women is because of Caitlyn. No, it's still 9 million viewers who watched it without Caitlyn. So what are we talking about? That's a little
the 9 million watched it as background noise to see how shitty it was going to be without Caitlyn.
Did you actually watch it or no?
Fuck no.
Okay. I thought you was a Gino Auriemma like real fan, so I figured you had to watch how he coached to understand his methods and stuff like that and his greatness. But I guess you just sit back and you wait till the end and say, "Oh, he won. Okay, I like him." So I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. I just make sure I watch the score, and I was like, "Oh shit, he's winning another one." Blew out UCLA on Friday. I was like, we had a bar on the water. The game was on, so I'm watching UCLA because I was rooting for UCLA. They got destroyed by fucking 30. And then he blows out what's her name at South Carolina that wanted a boy to play and like beat her by 30. So I'm like, oh shit, Gino's back. He figured it out. Die or adapt or die. Fuck, he figured it out.
When you gonna wife AE? Like when you gonna make that like your main, like with a title?
Say what now?
I said, when are you gonna like actually wife your AE and make that?
I don't wife nobody.
Not like actual ring, but like when you gonna be like, hey, like you're my girl, and like we ain't gonna make it official.
I don't do that.
You don't commit?
No, I know the definition of commitment.
What is it?
Means you're committed. That's it. You're locked in.
So you don't commit to nothing?
Nothing. Because there's no such thing as decommit.
Are you committed to the show?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you do commit.
But I'm not going to decommit unless I... So let's dive into the show, man. Let's dive into it. We got a lot to discuss. Did you hear Trump talk about the senators, though?
I did.
And the whole Dodger team laughed and was cracking up. And then all the liberals started ripping jerseys, burning fires. They're probably out there at Chavez Ravine right now, especially the Dodgers lost 2 out of 3. So everybody thinks the season's over. It's funny. Now, it's really funny. There's 151 games left.
A lot of games.
And motherfuckers are like, Dodgers are in third. They're okay. The Giants are 1 loss. The Padres and the Dodgers both have whatever 2 or 3. Like, calm down, homie. I'm not really tripping.
Right.
I'm not really tripping right now. God damn, homie. I'm glad.
Acting like it's all over, huh?
I think there was like 2 California senators and Trump. I don't know if Bailey has it, but motherfucker was like, we got some senators in here. I'm not going to mention their name because I don't really like them. Like right in front of their face, homie, and fucking Dodger whole team was laughing, homie. And
there's nothing you can really do because that's the president. So I mean,
the liberals are laughing. The liberals are going fucked up.
I don't like that, homie. But you know what? Speaking about this, there's another video too of Ohtani that we want to showcase as well. So, baby, go ahead and just show it. We're gonna react to it. I don't know what it is.
Boy, oh boy, what an athlete.
3, 2, 1.
You know what you do? And for your family. This is so great to have you. It's a great honor. You're an amazing athlete in person. Have a good time.
Watch this.
Take a picture by the Declaration of Independence. It's good.
Homie, how you know what he said, homie?
White guy.
Declaration of Independence, homie.
How do you know what he said, homie?
I've been telling y'all, homie. What do you mean? Like, why am I'm the asshole, though.
That's crazy.
I'm the asshole. That's a setup. By the way, that's how he's going to hit Japan with a tariff.
Like through Ohtani?
He just used Ohtani as bait and said, I just proved that he was the better.
So he going to leverage him.
That's how Trump's so fucking smart. I mean, he just set up Japan's whole country off of their main cat right there. Because, like, Ohtani's like Jordan in Japan. You know that.
Oh, I know that. My homegirl was just out there visiting all week.
And that motherfucker was just dead. If you notice, he was like, Ohtani, go over there by the 10 minutes.
He like Jordan, period.
Come over here
Ain't no Japan, he everywhere.
Come right here to Death Resolute. Like, I'm not gonna say in words that like only like American history. Like,
that's crazy, homie. You think Trump will rock with Ohtani if Ohtani was like just a regular, like, you know, everyday dude, like a doctor or something, just chilling?
Yeah, because that money. He got that Pearl Harbor cheese, homie.
Yeah.
And others, we have a couple of senators here. I just don't particularly like them, so I won't introduce. Over the course of this amazing season,
some people in the back was a little uncomfortable, but I was like, whoa, did he just say what he?
Yeah, like
buddy, double tap.
We got the most demonic politicians in California, homie. Seriously, like I 49 years of my life, I've never seen more demonic. Like they let these fucking boys play girls. Like it, dog, they're voting for it to continue to stay into. Like it's bad, man. It's bad. But anyway, nothing we could do. I can't do nothing. But we did have a big law passed yesterday in California. Just so everybody out there, Huntington Beach, California, primarily a Trump area. Let's be honest. Red.
Huntington, you said Huntington Beach? Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Red area.
Orange
Newport,
County. They got the waving flags, all type of stuff.
Some Orange County is blue as shit still, but some.
Huntington super red. That ain't even that. I can't go out there.
Huntington, Newport, certain areas
out there.
They passed a thing yesterday though for the illegals to not come in and must have an ID to vote. But I just don't get it, Smitty. Like I think even you agree to this. Like I think everybody needs to have an ID because I don't know, Smitty.
Yeah.
Don't you have to have an ID to get on a plane? Me and you. Yeah. And don't we have to have an ID to go to like Mexico?
Yeah, passport. You need passport and all that.
Can you and I go to Venezuela and vote for their president?
I don't think so. I ain't never tried.
But it's crazy that we demanded and we're the assholes. I've never seen nothing like it because we've numbed ourselves to it. Like we've numbed ourselves to being accepting, accept everybody. We're America. Accept all people. And then until they start, assaulting your loved ones and fucking robbing you and fucking stealing your voting and fucking doing all this shit, then it becomes a problem. And now it's like, come on, man. It's unbelievable, homie. Like, and then we got female, there's a female going viral. ICE grabbed her and deported her, and she's been here 39 years. The moral of the story is I get it. It's fucked up. You've been here. But guess what? Right is still right, and the truth is the truth. You didn't come here legally. You are legal. And if they're going to do it, hey, they're doing it to everybody at least.
That's cold-blooded, but that's another conversation. We going to always disagree on that piece, but I understand it, so I get it. But it's like, damn, like.
I'm just saying, Smitty, you wouldn't be
I get it. I'm just saying, you've been here for 40 years, good person.
I get it. No, but like I said, morally, right, we're going to be like,
I got a big heart, so call me soft, whatever. I got a big heart, so stories like that.
I got a big heart. I got a big heart too. But I'm just saying,
on the serious, I know you really do. Yeah.
At the end of the day, we know that we wouldn't be over in another country for 39 years. We'd be dead already. Like that's the thing you got to look at.
It's hard to compare because we are the top of the top, so we don't want to go to another country.
That's my
point. All our flaws and everything we got, we still want to be here because we know what we can offer here. So it's hard to even compare. But if I put myself in another person's shoes who's in another country who don't have the resources that we have, I could see myself. I was poor in America growing up, so I could see myself. Let's say I was from Mexico for whatever reason. I could see myself being like, damn, like. Let's get to America, homie, so we can have a better life and change. Like I can see myself being in their shoes. What I'm saying. So
here's the thing,
like, damn. Like,
at what point?
I get the rules, but like, damn, like they ain't doing nothing wrong. She ain't a criminal. She ain't like she ain't harming nothing here. And now you going back to Mexico after 40 years and say figure it out. And it's like, damn, I ain't got no job. I ain't got no I got.
Smitty, how many of those you gonna let in here, homie? Mm-hmm. How many of those are you gonna let here?
No, I hear you. I'm just telling you what the feeling I get from those stories.
But I gotta ask you a question though. But I'm just asking you a question. I get the moral part and the heart. I get the heart part. But you had 40 years to file fucking papers on me. At what point you're slapping us in the face to say, I'm here on a free ticket for my whole life. Fuck you. I'm not going to go file paperwork. Like, you had 40 years, homie. Like,
and I don't know the whole story behind it. I have zero. It's my first time hearing on it, so I don't have any context. I don't know what she tried, what she didn't, so I'm not going to speak on that. But I'm just giving you just the moral part of from me. That's all I'm saying. I understand.
When you
I understand you need structure. You can't let everybody over here. Like, duh. You can't.
No, I know you do.
Yeah. So.
And I get the hard part. I get the moral, the moral compass here and this lady and all that. But at the end of the day, like, I got to look at it both sides. I couldn't go over there for 40 years and play dumb. So, like, that's the thing about it. Like, you're over here playing dumb. How many of those scenarios are there, though? Like, we don't know. Millions, I assume. Millions. But anyway, we got some What's Happening Now, Smitty. Brought to you by BetUS. Smitty, this is a guy I've hung out with, actually, with Pat Perez. Pat used to wear his clothing line. He's a famous
Jordan
actor, Caddyshack. Bill Murray, Smitty.
Oh, okay, all right.
Bill Murray lashes out in NYC at a movie theater. And Bill is really chippy, by the way. He's known to be really chippy. Doesn't like a lot of people. I'm going to be honest. But take a look at this.
Again, I'll step on your foot. Stop it. Stop. If you attack me like that again, I'll step on your foot. Don't do it. That's a physical assault you just made. Sorry. Don't do it again.
You went the wrong one.
Look at the spin move he did. That was perfect.
You went the wrong one.
He's older, so he had to do like perfect form to turn around. Like watch how
If you attack me like that again, I'll step on your foot. Okay. Don't do it.
Oh man. He acted like he was about like
again shot.
Like I shoot you, like I step on your foot, like that, like that's like a huge deal. Like, Bailey, can you run it real quick? Right, I'm sorry, one more time. Right when he was about to turn, Bailey, like right when he got to the wrong escalator and he turned. It's some watch how he turned, JB. Like this is like a great form. Like he squatted down a little bit, turned, pivoted. Watch this right here. Boom on the down pivot, pushed off. Like that was actually a really good like. Teach tape on how to like if you was running suicides, touch the line, turn the foot before you get there, explode out. Like that's exactly how he did it just there.
Hey, look, I've actually kicked it with the guy for a while. I mean, I'm gonna leave it at that. I mean, he don't live too far, by the way, from me. He lives in between here and San Diego, and in a nice.
Where you live at again?
Right over here. So he's like right there by there. And now he's got multiple houses, but his main house is here.
Riverside.
And, it's near a golf course that we frequent. So
yeah.
And his brother's like weirdo fuck too. But anyway, he was a good actor too. His brother's like One Crazy Summer. He's funny as hell. He's in a 2.5 Men. He's always in 2.5 Men. His brother is. A lot of people don't know Bill has a brother. His brother's an actor too.
Shout out to Bill. Shout out to his brother, man. But shout out to you, Jason.
They bought me a drink.
I didn't know you was at the. What? You missed my flow up, homie. Shout out to Bill. Shout out to his brother. But shout out to you, Jason, because I didn't know that you was actually at the game last night, man. I want to show the people you at the game, and we're gonna go to our commercial break, homie.
There we go.
Come see me, bitch. Sorry, motherfucker.
Who made that, man? Is that our guy again? That's our guy again? What's his name?
Kevin the Trucker, homie. Kevin the Trucker is crazy, homie. Shout out to Kevin, bro. Make something every day, Kevin.
Does anyone know of basketball in here? Do you have the last play, Ben? Is there a way to play the last play? We got copyrighted like 3 times a day, by the way, yesterday for yesterday's show. Yesterday's show got copywritten. I hit that up earlier. I had to protest that shit. Hey, does anyone know the last play? So Shaun, you know they fucked them last night, right?
So dude shot and then he let go of the ball because he couldn't touch it because he didn't want to get a travel call.
That's false. He could have touched it. He could have touched it. He could have touched it. It was false. That was false that he couldn't touch it. He absolutely could have picked that ball up and dribbled. He did not dribble the ball, Smitty. He got the ball on a pass. He absolutely could have put that ball.
No, he jumped though. Once you leave your feet with the ball, if you don't let go,
no, he didn't.
Yes, he left his feet. Yes, he did.
I'm telling you, homie. I've looked at the play. He could have dribbled it. Right here, he could have, right there, he's good. He is fine. He is good. He did not start the ball. That is the rule. I literally read it up. I went in and read all this shit up last night when somebody sent it to me. He literally, if he were the guy that had the ball initially, then he couldn't. It would have been a travel. Since he got the ball on a pass, I'm telling you, bro.
You can't leave your feet, homie.
Look it up. Look it up, man.
Feet, homie.
All
Thank you, Max.
Go look up the rule.
Thank you, Max. You cannot leave the air, jump, and dribble, homie. You can't do that.
Go look up the rule.
Once you leave the air, that's why he let go of the ball, because he knew if he would have landed, it would have been double dribble. So he let go of it, then you can't touch it again. Homie. That's the rule's always been that way. In the hood,
I get your rule. I know that. I'm just telling you on this particular how he got the ball. I read the whole thing. Go look it up, Max. Go look up the play.
Regardless, they lost, bro.
I'm gonna try to find it. I'm gonna try to find it.
They lost on me. Regardless, it don't matter.
I'm gonna try to find it.
The season's over. It'd be a whole new team next year, NIL. So it's what it is.
I'm gonna go try to find it. Watch.
It's too late. We don't really care no more. We're kind of past it. But shout out to you for being at the game. We're gonna go to a quick commercial break, man. I'm gonna move my car, let JB go get some more coffee and take a piss. We're gonna come back, man. We got way more to JB show. We might have.
You're less stupid, motherfucker. You're stupid. Motherfucker, get your ass up. I'm right, you're wrong. So, thank you. Azil Live.
We might have Scoop joining us. We might not.
Yeah, Scoop Jackson has his back yet, so we'll see. But we got Chris Meyer, Steve Kim, of course, right after this. And I'm reading something. Wait and see. I bet.
All right, cool. Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, we good.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, all right. We'll be back in about 3 minutes.
The pro day, Jason. I don't know if you saw that or not. And Shedeur Sanders, went out there, threw the ball around. Some of us thought he looked pretty good. Some others, like I don't know who, wasn't that impressed. But the Titans and the court and Shedeur agreed to cancel his upcoming private workout after they already saw him perform at the pro day. And I'm gonna start here, Jason. Just from what you saw, mechanics, some of the throws, movement in the pocket, etc. What's your reaction? What's your take from Shedeur Sanders pro day?
Man, I'll be honest, Smitty, because I'm gonna be called the hater today. So here's what I wanted to do. I swear to God, because I texted you. I swear to God, I tried to get some cats together and go over here to this high school. I was gonna actually have Roy, the homie, get the drone out, get the camera, film me, and I was gonna absolutely get this video, copy it, and actually have a guy do those drills and shit. And then I was going to actually do this exact workout. I was at 49 because I'm going to be straight 1,000% honest with you. And if anybody that knows me will tell you that I'm not lying, I would have looked way better. I'm just going to be real with you. You can say cap and all that. It's fine. I'm still, don't worry about it. We won't even argue that part. I'm gonna come together and I'm gonna do a drill. I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna throw.
My camera went blurry as soon as you said that BS.
Yeah, blurry. I'm gonna do this workout and I'm gonna show everybody. Like seriously, I'm gonna get.
Please don't embarrass yourself. You're gonna look horrible. You're gonna pull a hamstring or something.
My arm stays ready. I'm not running around.
You gotta move around the pocket. You can't just stand there like this without moving around.
I'm gonna make all these throws. I'm gonna do the play action. I'm gonna do a little boot naked. I'm going to throw a fucking slant off RPO. I'm going to do
Can't
the
do that.
behind the back.
You can't do behind the back like that. Accurate.
Let's bet.
Your body too wide, homie.
Let's bet.
First try?
Yes, first try.
Okay, no edit. I want the raw footage, Roy.
Who's in
no
here?
Edit, homie.
Alan, who's in here when I used to do this all day, every day at practice?
Used to. What's all you said? 40 at 40, you're going to do it. It makes sense from Shedeur's perspective to do it when you're comfortable that with your receivers.
Yeah, we are back in the building. Yeah, it is. Why is it always the non-members that are the fucking dick riding nobodies? Hey, you know what I mean? It's always a Mr. Right, Terry Crews, aka Terry Crews, and Mr. Nobody. He always has something to say, but he doesn't ever. Have we seen your resume? Can we see your resume, Mr. Right? Please, we're waiting on it. I'm still waiting on a lot of your resumes, by the way. I'm still waiting on a lot of you motherfuckers' resumes, by the way. Can I find that? Can we get the resume? I would love to see the resumes of a lot of you motherfuckers. It's comedy, man. It's small dick syndrome. I'm just going to be honest. That's what it is. It's small dick syndrome. So Steve Kim joins us on the other side of this break. He'll be here in a few. We'll see if Scoop Jackson comes on. If not, we got Chris Myers, legendary announcer, broadcaster. He'll be on currently at Fox. Some legendary stories he has. We'll have him on. Loaded lineup this week, though. We got Bill Romanowski tomorrow. And we got Joe Theismann on, man. Shout out. Joe Theismann, man. Of course, everyone wants to talk about the nasty leg. Lawrence Taylor dished out on that notorious game. But Joe Theismann joins us this week. We got a bunch of people, man, lined up this week. So we'll get to it and we'll show it. We'll give you a heads up on the lineup later on today. But we'll see. Let's dive into this thing, man. The Bill Murray shit was crazy, but Steve Kim will join us. We're going to talk about this Adam Schefter and this Travis Hunter discussion about his pick status, where he ends up. Yeah, Joe Theismann, Gene. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to say the least. Bailey, I don't know about I'm curious to see about this Travis Hunter thing, how it works out. It's going to be very interesting as to what he plays. Bailey and I argued yesterday. Bailey said he's going to play a lot on both sides, and I said, no, he's not. So we need to do a poll question. Is he going to play 50-50, 60-40, 70-30, 80-20? I'm leaning 80-20, 90-10, that he plays one side or the other, 80 to 90%, the other side 10 to 20%. He just cannot do 60-40, 50-50. I don't see it. I really don't, unfortunately. I know we all want to see it. It's just not. It's not good. Not good for him. Not good for him.
Yeah, it's not really good for him. And then on top of that, man, just like it just don't really make sense fully. So I get that. Apologies for y'all, man. I had some hot wings last night. Some wings.
What are we talking about?
I had some wing Ferno last night for the first time in Gardena. Real good. But man, one of the tenders I tried, it was the Ferno wing flavor, super spicy. It got my stomach on fire this morning. So I had to go out there and you know what I mean, do what I had to do. But my stomach's on fire. I feel a little better. I need one more session before I'm fully good. But
I didn't know.
I just know my body. But yeah, I agree with everything you were just saying, though. It's crazy. But anyway.
Hey, I was telling everybody we got a low line. We got Joe Theismann this week.
Yeah.
Legend. Bill Romanowski tomorrow. I'm trying to look at the lineup. I it's so hard to find like the
JB, I was thinking, man, can we start planning for our live show in the summer?
For the what?
I want to do a live show out here in LA.
Oh, my bad. We got Joe Theismann and Bill Romanowski tomorrow.
Same day, homie.
Same day. Bill Romanowski, Joe Theismann's on tomorrow. Johnny Damon Thursday. And then Friday, we got a few guests that one in particular I can't talk about. So we'll see.
Johnny Damon's my guy.
But hey, man, we got without further ado, the Korean co-cell himself, the co-host of Whitlock's Fearless, the 3 knockdown rule, and Mario Lopez, our main man, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Gems, Steve Kim joins the show. Steve,
what's going on, Steve?
Morning.
How you doing, brother?
Big announcement. I have a big announcement. So Stephen A. Smith he might run for president, right, Smitty? That's what you said. I read about it yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And I said this to Whitlock. If this happens, the dream team, him and Jazzy Jazz Ratchet, that's a winning party. That needs to be the face of the Democratic Party. Now, I need to step up. I need to step up as an American. And this is with the caveat. I will run for president.
Okay.
Or be the vice president if Charleston White decides to run. Nah. So I'm just putting it out there. If that happens and this happens, I will be the vice president nominee for Charleston White. Big news.
You know what? You and I have been talking on the side. We talk about Stephen A. and we're like, is he starting to get conservative? Blah, blah, blah.
No.
So you're thinking he's just a plant, like Whitlock says.
Well, here's the problem. Every time he gets pushed back on something he says, then he goes, no, I did not say that. I'm flabbergasted that you coming out. I did not say that. I'm like, Stephen, if you said it, as the homies say, stand upon it and say, yes.
Stand upon
that is my view.
Stand upon it.
Is that what they say?
Yeah, basically,
right?
yeah.
They want to keep it, they want to keep it authentic. Anyone that always backtracks over everything that they say. And the other thing is, I think the weakest thing you could say in society today, which means you have no guts and you stand for nothing. Well, I'm a fiscal conservative, but a social liberal or some shit. It's like, that means you want all the benefits of the stuff you're going to get criticism for.
You want gray? It's a gray area.
No, it means like you stand for nothing.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They'll go whatever is hot.
Right.
What side's hot?
So, like on Twitter on Saturday, people were trying to say, hey, Steve, why don't you? I'm like, look, you can hate Trump. You can absolutely hate him. I happen to enjoy this guy. I'm enjoying our presidency. I don't regret my vote. So you're allowed to have your opinion, and you're never going to change mine. And it sounds a little arrogant. You follow me. There's a reason why I don't follow you.
Oh, I've been saying that for years.
To me, Stephen A., if he is so worried about the public backlash he will get for certain stances and then backtrack, that's not a guy that should ever get any votes because you don't know what you're getting. With Trump, we knew what we were getting.
Love it or hate it, this is what he is. So now
getting it.
Right. I respect that. Yeah.
Even Stephen A. said it. Even Stephen A. said, "Hey man, this is exactly what he said he was going to do."
Right.
I mean, every time Stephen A. gets no, I am not. You call me.
I think y'all two should come up with like a political show, like where y'all a political debate show. Steve. That'd be. Y'all would disagree all day long, but it would be
Steve and I are going to do we're going to do the white Asian combination of the nightcap. With
Stephen A. If you run Jazzy Jazz Crockett, please, you guys would be unstoppable.
Jazzy,
please make that the ticket, please. Anyway, what's up, fellas?
What's going on? What's going on in the boxing world, man? We got Bivol, whatever, he giving up his title, moving into another weight class. Everybody keep ducking and dodging. Benavidez, so he's the champ. Can you explain what this went down to the novice boxing fans?
Here's the issue. Bivol is basically committed to fighting Beterbiev for the third time.
Okay.
The WBC now, which would not enforce a mandatory when Benavidez was the champion for Canelo, funny how that works for a couple of years, suddenly just says, well, we're going to make this the mandatory. Well, here's the other issue. According to Bivol's representatives, and there was a letter that was put out by Dan Raphael, the IBF is supposed to get the next turn in line for the mandatory. So it is what it is. But this is once again them playing games. And my view is this, and I tweeted it yesterday. When the WBC a couple of years ago tried to virtue signal under this political umbrella that, well, we're not going to let any Russian fight for our title, which in essence basically barred Bivol from fighting Beterbiev at that time because Beterbiev was the WBC champion, that held him up. And the first chance that they could go Riddick Bowe and throw that belt into the garbage, I think they took it. I don't think it's ducking. I think it's unfortunate that the boxing business has come down to this. There's a lot of this going on. Diego Pacheco will not fight Christian Mbili, who's a real fight. For whatever reason, maybe he's too tough. That's probably the reason. And now he's going to fight Trevor McCumbee on the zone. Now Shakur Stevenson, that whole situation was paid as a mess because he's saying, I'm not getting the money that I was promised by Turkey. But the famous words were, yesterday's price is not today's price with Turkey. So now that might go to a sanction. Look, there's no saving boxing. None. Boxing's just boxing. It's not going to get better, might get worse, but there is no saving it. It's the most pointless discussion in the world.
I hate it, man. I hate it because it's so many talented fighters that's that's fighting today, competing, but we never see them go against each other. It feels like, or when we do see them go against each other,
we do
it's
here and
past
there.
their prime, or it's late, or it takes it's so much nuance that goes into just making it happen. I know the best fight the best.
All right, I'm going to run on this campaign. Steve Kim for boxing commissioner. Okay, I'm going to be the Judge Landis of boxing. I'd say a couple things. Number one, no network can have an exclusive deal with a promoter because it just becomes now a bunch of house fights. Number two, I would ban long-term exclusive contracts between fighter and promoter. It used to be that way. Because what happens is now the promoter, I would just say no, make the best fights. Also, any fighter that's number one and does not enforce his mandatory or turns down a mandatory shot, you get dropped to number 84 in the ratings or lower. Now, any champion that does not want to fulfill their mandatory, you lose your title. And these are things that could be really done. No one wants to do them because you know why? They really don't want to fix boxing. They don't. That's the truth.
That's crazy.
Hey, Smitty is scared of this next topic, but I told him that Steve won't throw you under the bus. So Shady McCoy, who Smitty covers every day, has said some interesting words about your guy, Cam Ward. And after digging a little deeper into it, I got a little interesting. It's interesting. Let's play it real quick, Bailey.
And there's no disrespect to Cam, but man, and there's no disrespect to Cam, but I'm not sure if I'm all the way sold on Cam Ward. I don't know, dog.
Why not?
I'm gonna say it again. I've never seen in the whole draft. There's been a lot of busts in these drafts, right? That got a lot of attention. I've never seen a player have 0 stars in high school be the #1 pick overall. I've never seen that.
So high school stars.
It's talent.
Jones is a fool. That motherfucker be talking shit low key. I like
James Jones. Yeah,
I like James Jones. Hey, Steve, we talked about this kind of during the season. And with Shaun King, like Cam, not only Cam, all these quarterbacks, but Cam, who went to Incarnate Word out of high school, obviously not a big time recruit, goes to Wazoo. The experience, in my opinion, is going to trump this whole star thing because that's what we're seeing now with the portal. But we've also said he needs to make layups like during the season. You've critiqued him just like anyone else. Fair critique, like you and I do. Where are you at with this? What is your take on this whole zero-star thing?
Let me just address that clip. Shady, please. Now, it is fair.
Oh, wow. Steve is crazy.
It is fair to say, well, Cam is too short. He misses easy routine throws. I don't like his haircut. His mom puts too much salt in the chicken soup. Well, you know what? That would be more legitimate than high school stars because, number one, we have seen guys get drafted very high, if not number one, who essentially had to begin their careers in JUCO or had to go to lower level schools. J.J. Watt, I think I had to walk on to Wisconsin. Josh Allen had to go to a JUCO. Aaron Rodgers had to go to a JUCO. The other thing is, one of the reasons why Cam Ward was rated the way he was, he played basically in a veer offense in Texas. He did not go to the camps. He was not part of the 11-on-11. I don't think he did much on the 7-on-7 circuit. Also, you're almost docking him points for improving at every level of football he went to. He went to Incarnate Ward, was a standout. At Washington State, he played well enough where he was no worse than the second or third best player in the portal. Then he played well enough this year to earn All-American honors and be a Heisman Trophy finalist. So where he was rated 5 years ago, what does that have to do with the price of ginseng tea in Korea?
No, that's fair.
It makes no sense.
That's fair too. Let me ask you this though: in this whole deal, the rumors now is that the Tennessee Titans have basically said we don't need to, look at Travis or Shedeur as a private workout. Same with Cam Ward. Is it a foregone conclusion in your opinion? You're still sold that he's won?
I'm assuming that. I'm not an insider. I haven't really called anybody, but I get the sense that as of right now, he is the presumptive number one pick. So,
but would you be shocked if a quarterback, if they all fall?
No, quarterbacks are overdrafted. Quarterbacks are overdrafted. You call this the worst quarterback class, Coach? Coach, the year that Kenny Pickett was the one first-round draft choice, which surprised people.
22, right? I think.
Right. And then there was another year where Christian Ponder, I thought he would have been a decent second to third-round pick. He went number one. I was stunned. There have been worse years, believe it or not.
Yeah, I mean, because we know what happened. So we'll see, I guess. I mean, last year I didn't think it was very good either, other than Jaden Daniels. I know, but even this draft, Smitty, Steve, there is no Caleb Williams in this draft either, as far as skill set.
That could be a good thing.
No, but I mean, a skill set. Like I said that Caleb would be a bust in the NFL, but skill set wise, I don't even see the skill set. I don't even see the skill set. Like as far as just
arm strength, be able to throw on the move, right? Just
ad lib player. I don't know. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, guys, last night's game, what a sack of hot crap that game was. God.
You didn't like it?
That was terrible.
Really?
Terrible. I think it's terrible basketball.
The offensive production wasn't great, but I thought it was a good game. Went out to the wire.
And I love Kelvin Sampson. I wanted this for him, but those last three possessions, you had the ball up by one, and a guy dribbles into a dead end on the baseline saying, hey, boy, you're early in the clock. You got to bring that ball out. But here's the problem. They don't run an offense. Everything's just a high screen. All right, guys. And then you're chucking up a shot. Yeah. And then you have that guy Sharp who like shoots the ball diagonally. Like, no wonder why you can't hit anything.
And I had him.
My God.
Captain
that
on my
was
DFS.
Terrible basketball.
Sharp.
Someone who grew up watching games like Michigan Seton Hall, where Glenn Rice put on the greatest tournament display to this day I've ever seen.
One shot ever. He was over the top.
Well, that's Glenn Rice, though. Like, that's a hard bar to reach.
Then he was a great Laker. Great shot.
I mean, I know the game was close, but that was like two guys pillow fighting. I'm like,
Steve, I disagree now. It was hard-nosed, hard-fought defense from beginning to end. Was the offense weak on both sides? Yes. There was not a heavy offensive production, but that was a physical game from start to finish. The effort was there. Like, these guys, both teams wanted it. Yeah, would I like them to score some more points? Sure. But, I mean, That was a good competitive game, Steve. Come on now.
Smitty, mediocrity is a new excellence.
Yeah. I've seen two bad fights where it's 95, 94,
Yeah.
96, 94, and I think to myself, God, I'm glad that's over. That's the way I felt.
I'm going to be honest. I've been saying all the time, Houston wins if you don't score 70, and they lost without scoring 70, giving up 70, and they lose. It happens sometimes. Sun shines on the dog's ass. The bottom line is, though, like, the whole first half, they were filling each other out, as Smitty said. And, like, when are you getting over that? Like, it took a whole fucking half. Like, they were still jacking up. The shots were horrible, hitting the side of the rim. I'm like, I get the butterflies in a national title game, but at some point, we've always seen the start of games like that start off a natty game. But then at point, they start to get going. That game never really got going, like 65-63 or whatever.
Right, if that game took place in the middle of January and you watched it, no one would say, wow, what a good game we watched. No, it's close. Close does not mean good, and good does not mean close.
Yeah.
I mean, when UNLV blew out Duke by 30, people say that was a bad game. Well, if you actually watch that game, that was brilliant basketball by UNLV. That's the way the game should be played. You look at the Florida teams that won it those 2 years with Noah and Horford. I hate the Gators, but I didn't appreciate it. That's a great team. That is truly a
UCLA in those two Final Fours and final and the Final Four.
I mean, I'm just looking at this going, geez, what awful basketball game. I mean, and I got to go back to YouTube. We had the tape last night, but the best part of that whole night was one shining moment. Old Teddy Pendergrass, he never lets me down. But that game was no shining moment. That game should have been like, they should have turned off the lights so we didn't have to look at it. Jeez. Bad
Turn
basketball.
out
the lights and light a candle. Well, I'm gonna keep this thing rolling, man. I don't know if you guys saw, but Adam Schefter says the latest intel is that Travis Hunter may be the likely pick for Cleveland. I think there's a video here. Check this out.
The latest intel now is that I believe Travis Hunter is the more likely pick at 2 today, a couple of weeks out of the NFL draft for a couple of different reasons. I think the Cleveland Browns watched him on Friday at his pro day, and they saw somebody that could move like nobody else. I think that going into that day, they viewed him as somebody they could play at wide receiver, and I think sprinkle in defensive back. So I think he could play two ways for them, but I think they may think of him more as a receiver than a cornerback.
Also, Steve, the guy that wants to abolish cover 2, Mel Kiper, has also said he is probably going to be a wideout. I got guys in here who actually talked to the kid and think he's definitely a DB only. So,
I'm going to say something. I believe that his best position and scheme, based on what I have seen now, obviously at receiver, he has a good floor. He'll be productive in today's game, the way it is officiated and the way it's legislated. Where he impressed me most off press, off the ball corner. He's got rare instincts. He's made plays where he gets 2-on-1, the high-low concept where he baits the quarterback and he breaks on it. He did that in the opening game against TCU. He made a similar play against UCLA 2 years ago where he was in a conflict situation out into the flat and he baited the quarterback. And I've never seen a guy play it like that. And I said, wow. I think he can be like an Asante Samuels type cornerback and make multiple Pro Bowls as a corner. Now, I don't know if he does the T-step. I don't know if he do the T-step, but I don't know what Dion would say.
I'm so glad you use Asante as your comp right there. That was perfect.
But I'm just telling you, an off-the-ball type of cornerback where you could see the quarterback and react. He's got rare football instincts and twitch. I'm just telling you.
Hey, I'm working. I'm getting Asante on the show. We're getting Asante on the show.
Like, would I use him in packages on both sides? Yes. Or another way I would use him if he's my full-time receiver. I make him my nickelback, and I would actually try to employ a lot of robber or bandit technique with him. Have him patrol the middle of the field and just kind of use your instincts. I think he's got rare football IQ. It's not just that he's fast or quick. He can really think the game quick. You cannot teach what he does.
No, you can't. I think he's got Ray Lewis ball skills, like as far as a guy knowing where the ball's going, IQ, football IQ.
Raymond Anthony Lewis, the greatest linebacker in the history of man.
Yeah, right behind London Fletcher.
Yeah, nobody.
So do you guys think he'll actually? Let's say Cleveland does draft him. You guys think Cleveland will use him on both sides? Like, you think he'll play like pretty heavily on both sides? Jason.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, you may.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question with your question to answer your
Please
question?
do. It's the Coach JB show with Big Smitty.
Who's gonna throw him the fucking ball?
Can he pick it, homie?
Can we clearly stop talking about him at wideout? Who's throwing him the ball in Cleveland?
Okay, but still, but he's still gonna get his catches. He is, Coach. That's just the way it works.
Yeah,
I mean, are they better trade
unless
for
unless it's AR5, he'll get the ball. Okay, sorry.
They better trade for Kirk Cousins.
Low blow.
Here's my point. I want to bring up real quick. If he goes to Cleveland as a wideout primarily, and let's say he's 90-10 wideout DB or 80-20, whatever the hell it is, I still think he's gonna have to play one side. There's no question. You're gonna ruin this kid's career. But anyway, I'm a hater. So here's the thing. You put him on offense with no quarterback, that's the last you're gonna see of him. That's the crazy part that no one wants to talk about. You better play him at DB, like Steve said, and let him be instinctual and stay upright and be maybe put him in some return game on punt or something and let him be the athlete he is. Throw him some slip screens and shit on offense because you ain't got no cue.
Well,
And you're gonna get this kid fucked up.
I don't know. I mean, Pickett can be somewhat average, right?
Yeah. We've seen great receivers still perform well with average quarterbacks. I mean, look at what happened with Justin Jefferson this past year and Sam Darnold at QB. I mean, we saw that happen. I mean,
he's a rookie. He's a rookie that has to learn how to play against grown men.
I hear you, homie.
And he's a rookie at wideout. We're gonna throw out there.
Rookie wideouts perform immediately. We've seen it happen.
Yeah,
but Smitty, he's not a toned. He's not a. I agree with Steve Smith. This guy's not a. He's a jack of all trades. You got to go be a master of something in the NFL, homie. This ain't Parks League. This ain't Parks League.
But Coach, that's why you work on the craft.
Right.
And I don't know how people, if you want the ball, I would make him into a multi-dimensional Swiss Army knife. I don't know if I do kickoff returns, but I would see, can you do punts? Do you want to even do kickoff return?
I'm saying punt return. That's what
Travis is an anomaly. I want to see. Let's give him a chance to just see. And if he can't do it, if you're right, JB, cool. We'll learn pretty quickly in year one, and then he'll pick a side and we'll stay there. But let's at least give the cat a chance.
Hey, Steve,
we've never seen it. So to our mind, it sounds like crazy as hell to even be realistic. But let's give the kid a chance, and then he might prove us wrong.
Hey, Steve, Smitty, I want to share something from a friend of ours. We talk to all the time because Tank Johnson hits us up all the time, talks shit, and we always go back and forth. He said he wants to give his Tank hot take of the day. I want to get
the hot take.
I want to get Steve's take on this because I agree. I agree 1,000%. It's kind of what I've been saying for a long time. He said Tank's hot take. Travis Hunter playing both ways in college is a direct result of the decline in college football. All these new transfers who barely play spring together, trying to stop an elite athlete won't fly in the pros. I agree 1,000% because you're in the league that don't even have a camaraderie on defense as a scheme, a little less camaraderie as a team. See what I did right there, Smitty? And now we're going to ask this guy to go right over with a mid or to lower level quarterback in Cleveland and then go ball out at wideout. It's not going to happen. I've been saying it, but I'm the asshole. Remember what I said? He won't be that big of a name in a few years in the NFL. And everybody's like, you're crazy.
I disagree.
I don't disagree with you. Look, Tank, we're not saying he's going to play 140 snaps. I don't think that's feasible. I think what we're saying is he will be a full-time receiver that gets a little bit of time at cornerback or safety or robber, bandit, whatever. You got to find roles. You can't waste the guy.
Yeah.
Now, the question is, and this happened to Desmond Howard and some other really good receivers, and Rocket Ismail went through the same thing. These were not big guys. There have been great all-time college wide receivers that they found out at the next level they could not beat man press, and their careers basically were never the same. That was the problem with Desmond. That was the problem with Rocket.
Here's what I don't.
This is not beat press coverage.
I want to throw this out there. So you two are saying that this guy is Ohtani and will be paid.
No.
Well, no. And this, I just want you to hear me out. Like we're saying, this guy. A lot of people are. I'm not just pointing you two out. I'm saying everybody's saying this guy is the Ohtani of football. Because here's my point. Right now, wideout pay is at all-time high, and so is DB pay for the elites. Look at the Surtains and look at the guys that get paid.
But
No, I hear you. But what I'm saying is, at some point, you're gonna have to shit or get out the pot and hone in on something to get that huge bag. When it in 3 years from now, Steve, it'll be bigger.
And then if he doesn't earn it, he doesn't get it.
Right. That's a good problem to have, though. If he balls out, then here's the money.
Coach, do you remember Troy Brown? Troy Brown, one of the most underrated all-time great New England Patriots. He was a good little receiver. Generally not a number one, but as a 2, 3, and 4, very effective and a good punt returner. Late in his career, they ran out of nickelbacks, and Belichick said, all right, you're going to cover this. And guess what? He was good at it.
Yeah.
And I think Edelman did that too.
Yeah.
So look, I don't believe any player at this level should be forced to play 140 plays. You're going to get worn out. You're playing.
That's my point. That's my point. A lot of people think this guy's going to play 60 snaps on offense and 40 on defense. I'm like, dude, no.
I'm with you on that.
I think it's more like 50 and 15 or 40 and like 20, which he can do that. He can do that. I'm sorry. I believe that. I think he can go 40 on offense, 20 on defense. I think Travis can do that and be effective. I really believe that. And to the point, Travis believes that too. Bailey, don't we have a video of Travis speaking on this, if I'm not mistaken?
Are you at the next level?
Both, just like you saw me play.
You want to do both. How many snaps in a football game can you play?
All of them, if they give me the chance and the opportunity to do it.
And we were talking about the challenges that come with it. You got to be in offensive meetings.
Hey, this one we got to stop and save the young man.
All right.
Stop the bullshit.
That's
We got
As an athlete, as a competitor, he's going to say that.
Son, don't say it. Son, please stop saying this.
Put yourself in a competitor's mindset, though, JB. Of course,
the adult has to come in and say, son, calm down. Let's calm down.
No, I can't play that much. Like, what's he supposed to say in that moment?
That's my point. That's my point, though. Like, what is he supposed to go in here and say? Well, come on, man. I get it. But I'm saying, like, come on, where's the adults at?
Here's what I believe. Could he do it for maybe a game as an experiment?
Yeah.
Travis a bad boy. He might be over there.
He is.
I'm starting to think about this more, Steve. I don't think he could do it in college. This man would literally not leave the game. And I know it's NFL, but Division I college ain't something to just sleep on. I played college football too. To have that level of in shape,
amazing.
To be able to be in the game, that's crazy, y'all.
Can I macro level this conversation?
Please, and you was a quarterback, so you had a few
macro your ass off.
Let me tell you the difference, okay, real quick.
Yeah, you hand the ball for all game. You get
now. I went to JUCO. Obviously, I signed D1. Obviously, Brian Urlacher was my tour guide at New Mexico. I was later told my clock was up, even though I had won the starting spot during spring ball. So I was at a Division I level, and I was going to start.
All right.
I couldn't go. I go D2. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I played Division II. Now
D1.
Let's transition this whole topic and table this to D1 DBs and D1 wideouts. After the 4 DBs that start at, let's say, Michigan, Ohio State, Colorado, wherever you are, who's their backups?
The backups.
Why are you so quiet, Smitty? Who's their backups?
The backups are the backups.
Can you tell me who the backup is for the next guy in the NFL that comes in? He's also an All-American guy. He's not a fucking D2 walk-on. There's a huge difference, Smitty, is what I'm saying, to go 100 snaps in college now in the portal era to the NFL and still think you're going to do the same shit? You're crazy.
But coach, we're not saying he's going to be Jerry Rice on one side of the ball and Rod Woodson on the other one.
Right.
Some are, Steve.
Okay.
Some are.
Some need to calm down. Some need to calm down. What we are saying in today's game,
talk to him,
which is not as physical. And again, it still takes a special human being to make this version of the National Football League. But the way the game is now officiated, I mean, what did I watch last night? Oh, I was watching the 95 Tampa Bay Buccaneers highlight film from NFL. It's because it was on. The level of hits, I mean, a guy like Hardy Nickerson, what he would do to guys coming across the middle.
Day, what's up?
Oh, Hardy Har. I mean, he was not a man to play with. And then Lonnie Martz and a young Derek Brooks. And John Lynch, I'm watching this, and I'm like, that's a penalty. That's a penalty. That's assault and battery. That's a death penalty.
Let me ask you
the game
something.
is a little bit less violent, or lot less violent.
Oh, it's a lot less.
They called it soft. So
I saw soft.
If that's the case, why can't he play in this soft league?
Yeah, me and Smitty are not saying he's ready to play 120.
You could be right. He could play in a soft league. I'm not saying he can't play both ways. What I'm saying is he's not going to be successful, and you both are setting this young man up for failure. You're setting him up for failure massively.
All I'm saying is this.
I want to know.
Want to be a full-time receiver, I believe in certain nickel and dime situations.
I don't think he is.
Trot him out there.
I think he's a
rare
DB.
Ball skills and anticipation I don't think he's that good of a man press corner, to be honest. I remember that Stanford game. Ayamanor just torched him. That big fella, number 13. He had like 500 yards that game. I actually think his man press is overrated. His anticipation skills are elite. You cannot teach that.
One thing about me, Smitty, I'm gonna protect the babies, man. Like, we are really foolish to think, and we're setting this kid up. Like, I'm telling you, and you're putting him on this pedestal, like that. If he fails, we're going to be like, yeah, you put him on a pedestal. Don't put
wait
him
a minute, Coach. If he goes all Frank Gifford after getting Chuck Bodnarik and he's lying on the field, there's no one's gonna say, "Well, Smitty and Steve wanted him to play both ways."
Right.
No. He wants to do this, and if
here's the question I have. I want to know where Champ Bailey, Deion Sanders,
he did it, 96.
His father.
Talk about it.
Charles Woodson. I want to know where all these guys are that said, you know what, we had to stand on business and choose a side because we knew that's our way to get paid in this
different time.
Prime Time did play as the starting receiver in 96 after Michael Irvin stuff happened. But he was the starting receiver and cornerback.
Starting receiver, corner, and then flew out and played baseball. Stop playing.
Yeah.
But he was never as good as Bo.
But there is a difference, though. Deion was actually much more well-built. People say what they want about Deion not tackling. I don't think that's I think that's a little bit overblown.
Deion was physical.
Deion was very strong in the upper body. I'm just telling you, he was very well-built.
My former coach played against him and said, Deion's cockstrong as shit. You could act like you could call him a non-tackler all you want. He was just smart.
Like, all I know is this about would I rather have Deion Sanders just push a guy and stay healthy or get himself banged up? I'll just put it like this. I don't ask Barry Bonds to bunt.
Right.
Okay? Hit home runs. So if Deion thinks that he's going to make a business decision to make sure he's out there healthy as can be for whatever amount of plays as a corner, I'd be like, Deion, you can go out there and play flag football once in a while. I need you to tackle once or twice a game. That's it.
Yeah.
But what I'm hearing is that you guys, like, he's the Ohtani. Because, like, Ohtani is the elite.
We're not saying that.
But what I'm saying is Ohtani is the elite pitcher and hitter. We've never seen it. Like, elite. Babe Ruth did it, but, like, this guy's elite in more of a loaded bat scenario era. He is elite at both. Is Travis really elite at both? And I
think Travis could be like,
we're going to see the first anomaly ever. This guy's elite. He's a 1A wideout and he's a 1A DB that we've never seen before. You're saying that.
I think Travis could be like an all-pro DB and it'd be like a really good number 3, number 2 wideout.
But that's why I'm saying. So why play him then over there? Like you're forcing around here.
Number 2 and number 3 is very valuable. And why we say
not really. Not when I could go. I know I could draft a 2 or 3. Then I'll go get the kid from Arizona.
The one that doesn't like to watch film?
Yeah. Well, Smitty, Steve, he's just going to stay right there and go over to Arizona and play for Kyler Murray. Him and Kyler Murray used to play video games.
Yeah, they play asteroids together. I mean, T-Mac, you're from Servite. That's a disciplined program. That was so disappointing to hear.
I gotta say it's true.
He may have dropped out of my top 5,000 after that.
I gotta ask my boy.
I love T-Mac. I love T-Mac.
I'm gonna have his high school coach on the show. Actually, a good friend of mine. I'm gonna have him on and ask him if that's true.
You have no connections.
I mean, T-Mac, you're getting drafted. You're going through a job interview. I mean, the first thing you don't say is, well, I'm never going to do overtime or work hard. But anyway, how much is my vacation? I mean, I got to be like, next, get this bum out of here.
I gotta see what I'm gonna find out if the G, because we had somebody on last week. We asked him what he thought if he's gonna drop from that just that.
Well, it doesn't help him. I don't know how much it hurts him. I know it doesn't help him. Hey, what do you like about T-Mac? Never watches football. Wow, that's our type of guy. Let's draft him. Let's trade up to get him.
Point. That's my type of guy. It's hilarious.
Let's trade up to get him. Shit.
Like, Steve, that's my point. Like, it cannot help. It cannot help.
I mean, would you lie better? Good grief. Hey, T-Mac, if your wife says in 10 years, honey, does this dress make me look fat? Yeah, you're rotund. God damn. I'm going to go to OnlyFans now.
Hey, when keeping it real goes wrong.
Yeah, it goes real wrong.
Did he say OnlyFans? Did he say OnlyFans, Smitty?
Yeah, hey, whatever. Go to something.
Keeping it real goes wrong, JB. Stop playing on my phone.
Stop playing with my phone. Hey, Steve, real fast. We got to ask you something. I got to ask you this. I don't care if Smitty can leave the show or not.
Lord
NFL, I got to ask you, Commissioner Roger Goodell says the league is still committed to DEI. Despite the current political climate, I've been very clear, and we think diversity makes us better. Quote, end quote.
That's fair. It's his business. He's the CEO. He can do what he wants with his business. Continue,
I got an interesting take, but Smitty, Steve, I'm curious to get your take on this.
I don't understand this. DEI, huh? I don't know. I mean, long as it, I wish they'd just get rid of all that stuff. I mean, I will say this. Does that mean more women referees to screw up calls? I mean, just God.
Stop.
I got a real question.
We've been having bad calls since the beginning of time. Go ahead, Jason.
They're even worse with them. Jeez.
I got a question.
Go ahead, Jason.
Smitty, I got an interesting take. I'm curious on Steve's take on my take. Make that make sense. DEI is very interesting, Steve. I'm curious, though, why there's a dude that's 37 who's been sitting outside the game for the last 8 years, hasn't played a snap, who says, I've been available every year. I'm in the best shape of my life. After he took a knee during the national anthem, and yet he's been blackballed. Is that not DEI? Is that reversal DEI? What is that, reverse DEI?
Well, he sued the NFL. Once you sue the business that you're working for, regardless of anything else.
But he's turned down opportunities to come back in the league. I don't.
Yeah, they had a workout for him. He skipped the workout and did his own workout somewhere else. I don't have sympathy for him. Like, he did things that was against playing football and then said he wanted to play football. That don't make sense.
I'm just saying.
I go to Fox today, too, they're not going to probably want to bring me back. So
I get it, but I'm just saying, why did he have to sue though? Like, it took years for them to it kept them out, Smitty. Like, I thought DEI was like all include, bring them in.
But that has nothing. That
ain't got nothing to do with DEI.
It's reverse DEI. It's reverse DEI, Smitty. It's reverse DEI.
I want a good take, Jay. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I love it. I think
that's one of the worst of all time.
That's probably you see, I agree. Probably top 10, top 20.
Yeah. That's the WOAT. 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 God.
Let's keep it rolling to protect you.
Steve, your Cam Moore takes the worst take ever.
Let's keep rolling to protect you.
When he holds up that jersey with our commissioner and it says 0 stars, that's gonna be good.
Shout out to my brother Shady McCoy, man.
I might get that picture.
Show him this clip today. Take this clip to him today, and I want to take this clip to him today. Hey,
NFL account posts a girl working with "quote unquote" route guide, who's South Florida trainer.
This. Coach, love this.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Oh, look at this. Oh, hold on. She down there look good. Why y'all playing around?
She look like Travis Hunter.
Hold on, bullshit. Her feet look kind of good, Steve. Like, all jokes aside. Jokes
looking
aside.
at feet. Okay.
I don't know.
All right. Smitty, can I just tell you something?
It's a good workout.
This is the football version of
Let me line up in front. Can you put her head up? Put her head up running the route, like facing me.
Real quick, Jason. This is also a kid. I want to make that clear. This is not a grown woman. Before you do what you're about to do, this is a 14-year-old, 13-year-old kid, 12-year-old kid.
Hey, Smitty, I'm from Compton. Sorry, none won't be none. So here's the go. Let me see. All right. So is this her route?
Yeah.
Oh, shut the fuck up. Throw that motherfucker down. Fuck all that work shit. Give me that. Get the fuck out of here. Why are we showing all this bullshit?
She's playing flag. It's for flag. She's not playing
football. Stop. I'm going to choke slam the fuck out of her.
That's not cute, Jason. She's playing flag.
I want to know this, Smitty. Have you ever seen a motherfucker run a route like this?
What's wrong with JV, Steve? Tell me something wrong with him, seriously. Look at him. Look at him. Look at my co-host, Steve. Something's actually wrong with him. Like, we got to go get him checked.
Have you ever seen a route? Hey, Alan, does your whiteout start off running on everybody?
What show do I co-host, man?
God damn, homie.
Hey, you almost look like you were doing the Roger Rabbit there.
Hey, have you ever
like you're doing the RoboCop?
I'm not a breath, Smitty. But hey, have you ever seen a hot? Have you ever seen a hot?
Out of shape ass.
Hey, have you ever seen a hot? Hey, Steve, you ever seen a hot get into the phase and get into the route?
Why you breathing so hard, homie?
I was smoking a cigar.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
I mean, Smitty, that's the football version of when boxing hits. Every mediocre boxer look kind of good on mitts. They all look like pound.
This is unbelievable.
I don't,
But my question for y'all, why are we mad that she's just doing some cone drills?
I'm not.
It's just some cone. Like, it ain't. They're not saying she's about to get drafted in the NFL. They're not. She's just doing some cone drills. We know flag football is something the NFL is promoting. Agree to disagree. But
hey, by the way,
she's just doing drills.
Smitty, about 2 years ago,
yeah,
the NFL Network during the summer showed some international flag football competition, and I just all right, I'll watch it.
I need water.
And it was the U.S. against Mexico. Man, those Lupes and those Henrietas, they beat the hell out of us. Seriously, the Garcias and the Lopezes. And
flag is a different sport.
Blew us out.
Flag is different than regular football.
Yeah. Steve, did you hear last week's Mexican word of the day?
You're breathing so hard right now, Jason.
What's up?
You never heard the last week's Mexican word of the day?
Nuh-uh.
Bailey, do you have the video? Can we show it? I'm surprised you didn't see the Mexican word of the day. Cisco and Ruben gave it to me. I reiterated it. Actually, Cisco did not give it to me. He called me a gringo. But we did a video. Our take.
It might be a short. Yeah, give us 1 second. There's a short, Bailey. You can find on Instagram.
Hey, Steve. So you're telling me that over in Jalisco, they beat us?
Years ago.
Wherever it was. No, it's a couple years ago, and it was a blowout.
But it was young.
Was a blowout. Yeah, they were young women. I think they were like above 18. It was like an international tournament. They had production. The NFL Network was kind of had the announcers. I was like, wow, they're beating that. It was almost like 35-0. I'm just telling you, it was actually a blowout. I was like, wow.
Because we're not investing in the sport enough with our women because JB was so anti-flag that we're getting embarrassed now.
Take a listen, Steve. This is the Mexican word of the day last week. This is the Mexican's word of the day. My homeboy asked me to give a shout out, so I said, let me do a Mexican word of the day. We say Mexican here in the hood. We don't pronounce anything like with a C or as a Mexican.
Love that.
Smitty, the word is chum.
Chum. Okay.
CHUM.
Chum. Have I heard the word chum?
Chum's like you chum for fit when you fish. You
like
chum.
Fish. Yeah, like this. Yeah, chum. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a Mexican word. All right. Shout out to chum.
My whole family is illegal. I hope ICE don't catch them.
All right. That actually did not sound the same. That actually did not sound the same. That was a different pronunciation.
That was orale, no?
Oh, no. Yeah, that wasn't orale. That was like, orale.
Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's my co-host.
Hey, Smitty, that's what I think the NFL owners.
That's my co-host.
Hey, Steve, that's what the NFL owners are going to say. I think their word of the day is going to be chum when they fucking draft these shitty quarterbacks. God damn, we should have never drafted Chum. I'm just telling you, they're horrible.
Chum Ward?
They're horrible. Oh, my goodness.
I think what you got going on the rest of the day, man?
I got to get some work done and then,
some boxing training?
Not today. That's usually Saturday, and then I'll got to read a book.
I feel like I'm in shape right now. Like I'm in top shape.
You got your most cardio in 10 years, Coach.
Did you see how heavy he was breathing, Steve? Off 10 seconds of like I don't know. He did 5 jumping jacks and almost passed out. But yesterday, Steve, he said he could do the full Shedeur Sanders pro day workout, no problem, make every throw.
Throw wise, yeah.
Yeah, I bet money. I bet dollars to dollars you can't.
I want to defend Shedeur. A lot of quarterbacks pat the ball.
By the way, we can talk about that if we want. Yeah, we didn't talk about that. But
I've never actually seen it really. Like if you pat the ball twice, they break. I don't really see it.
I'm going to be honest. I mean, I'm going to talk.
Is it really that big of a deal? If you watch a game, a lot of guys pat the ball. Not everyone is right here. Like the Jeff Tedford thing used to be right there.
Yeah. Who was the guy that said who was the guy saying that's a big deal?
It was the corner. I got to try to find it.
Yes, if you did that against me, or something. I don't look. It was a guy that played football.
No, sorry, Steve. It was Andre Cisco. He played for the Jets, safety. I'll bring in the quote in a second.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was.
And then Darius Slayton actually defended him and responded to Andre Cisco. I'll drop that in the private chats for you too, Bailey, so it's easy for you to pull up.
Here's the issue I have. I'll give you my take. Steve, you got to go.
No, but here's my point though. Just because you pat the ball does not mean you throw the ball. You don't throw the ball late. And just because you throw the ball late doesn't mean you didn't pat it.
Because I was actually defending Shedeur on this too. I never even looked at it. I told Smitty, I said, when the workout came out, I told Smitty, I just see a lot of average arm, average feet, bad mechanics. I said bad placement. I never mentioned the pat thing.
But outside of that, you really were impressed by Shedeur.
The ball pat, so the patting was, yeah. So here's the thing I have to say, like, I was a ball patter, Smitty, and I had a quick 3-quarter release, and my pat was my rhythm.
Right.
I used to drop back kind of like. By the way, Tom Brady, Drew Bledsoe. Now listen, I think arm strength wise determines a lot of the patting, but that right there is not even a pat to me. I used to really I'm talking pat. This right here is nothing. He does have an elongated motion versus maybe Cam Ward, but it's not super over the top. He's not like Kerry Collins, Steve.
Well, that's like a batting practice machine.
Yeah, he's not long like that. So I'm not worried about, this is not a lot of wasted motion to me. He's just not very good. There's a very big difference. He just doesn't have a skill set. Mechanically, though, with the ball throwing the football, I don't mind Shedeur at all. I like where the ball is, in between the sternum, right, easy to get out. He could punch the wall quickly. I don't mind this at all. I would be coaching him exactly that on mechanics. But then look how bad the ball is behind him. He just didn't have the arm strength and his feet are just bad. And I just don't see the padding thing being an issue at all. It's bullshit. The greatest padded. Dan Marino, Elway. If you never look at Elway, you can't tell me Elway wasn't back here fucking. The padding shit's bullshit because you're not picking the ball off because of a pat. I didn't see what he said.
Right. I think that's overrated. I just kind of
boy better stop patting the ball. We breaking on that. No, you're not. You're not breaking on that because I'm be honest. You're not breaking on even Shedeur Sanders' noodle arm. You're not breaking on that. I'm serious. I'm being honest because these guys act like there's not stick and nods and double moves going on.
Right.
Come on, man. And it's up to your OC to use your pat to your advantage on offense as a game call, as a play caller, because I'm going to use that pat to bring the safety down and throw the wheel stop. There's a lot of things you could do with the pat. The pat is that's a joke to me. But anyway, I'm defending him on that for sure.
All right, fellas. I'll see you Thursday.
All right, Steve. Hey, Steve, what are you doing this weekend?
Not sure yet.
The Long Beach Grand Prix, and I got word that because it's crazy, 1 million+ people there every year runs down, the race downtown Grand Prix, downtown Long Beach. I've heard that the best ticket in the house is on the water, and they say that you can get a boat and post up right there and watch it for free, and we could be out there, with some high nuts.
I gotta watch the Boots Ennis fight. I got stuff to do.
Oh, is that this weekend?
Yeah, Boots Ennis fights in Montestanionis this
Saturday. That's this weekend?
That is this weekend, yes, on the zone.
Hey, but that's Saturday, right?
Yeah.
But Sunday's the race.
Yeah, but Sunday I work. Sunday's the day.
Who's the bad boy?
Yeah.
People don't like going on a boat on Sundays, Jason. Sundays for a lot of us workers, we like to kind of use that as a day to kind of get ready for the week, prepare.
But you don't do
prep,
nothing.
Whatever.
But you don't work. You don't work hard.
Day, you know what I'm saying?
But you don't work hard though. So, Steve, we'll see you Thursday.
All right, talk to you later.
Steve, thanks. It's a crazy show we on, man.
Sunday's the best day.
I got the craziest co-host probably of all shows, all podcasts, any level.
Who does?
I do. I got the craziest co-host.
Who, Bailey?
What? I have the craziest co-host in Jason.
I don't think so.
No, I believe so.
Sunday's definitely the most like the most rewarding voting day. It's like you've earned that data from all the hard work the other 6 days. No,
I'm not arguing that from your perspective. It makes perfect sense. Like 100% freelancer, like it makes perfect sense. I'm saying for like the 9 to 5ers, it's something called the Sunday scaries, where it's like, you got to get back to the full week. You got to go clock in. It's like Sunday's kind of your day where you like, man, I'm going to rest, chill, do some stuff around the house to prepare. You might wash clothes. It's like little stuff to get ready for the week. And you kind of trying to just chill. So for me, I'm more of a Thursday through Saturday guy. You know what I'm saying? Like if we going to turn up Thursday through Saturday, is like that's my window.
I'm more of a like every day is Friday.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm trying to get to. So hopefully me and you we going to win the little situation, and you know what I mean? Everything is everything. You saw
what, lotto?
Yeah, basically. In so many words, yeah.
Hey, what's going on? Let me ask something.
Yeah.
I saw some comment.
What happened?
It said
Mickey James actually agree with Smitty.
Said Smitty, you are cooked.
I don't see nothing on the screen. That's crazy.
Oh, you don't see it?
Uh-uh.
Said Smitty, you are cooked.
I don't even see that. That's crazy.
Oh, because I heard rumors that like something going on in the Discord. Like there's a lot of like chirping going. Yeah, the rumor. You want to address the media?
I mean, when I was in Discord, it's all love. I was talking to all the real ones in there. We talking about the Natty and who we thought was gonna win. And we reacted to the game afterwards, and then we got like 5 different channels. So I'm in the other channel. We're talking about different stuff over there. Jada Ben's trying to talk crazy, being funny.
Can you name the channels real quick? Name all the channels in the Discord real quick for the audience.
Sex Court 2.0. Some weak ass weather channel, General, Queen's Court. I think that's it.
Why is there so many sex channels? I'm curious.
The ladies like that. They created it. They like it. We didn't. You didn't create it.
I went in there. I was like, I see sex channel. I see fucking girl sex channel. Then I see female sex channel. Then I see like grown folk sex channel. And I'm like, God damn. I mean,
we got a freaky group of people here.
Damn, it's
we
crazy.
got 5 women. They all freaky as hell.
That's wild.
Shout out to all of them. But the one woman who's not in there though, never mind. Keep this thing going.
Leah in there?
I don't think she's in the Discord.
Speaking of women, though, I gotta shout out. I gotta give a shout out to my homeboy. My homeboy sells cars.
Yeah,
and he does finance and shit. He has his own bank.
Oh, okay, big money.
Yeah, so take a shout out. My homegirl Shaniqua bought a car from him. Take a look.
What did you put down?
20 bands.
20 bands. How much are you paying per month?
$1,183.
How long is it for?
285 months.
Miss Mims.
Oh, she excited, mom. She has no idea she's getting got to the highest level of gotness. Lord have mercy. Pray for her. Oh my God. Scam.
If we do the math plus the interest,
yeah,
she's gonna pay for that $25,000 truck.
Mm-hmm.
She's gonna pay about $387,000.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Shout out to my homeboy though that does the financing there.
And she hiked to 285 months, $1,100.
It's 20 bands down.
he was like playing with it. He said, how much did you put down? She said 20 bands.
Homie, you could have bought the truck outright if you would have went in there and said, I'm gonna give you 20 racks cash.
Yeah, you cool. Negotiate.
They might have gave you this shit for like 24.
Right. And it paid that last 4 off in payments. It would have been Gucci.
I never seen a 285 month.
That's a specific month, man. That's like a specific like.
I don't even know what the insurance costs. The insurance probably on that truck. It's got to be shit.
You know,
it's
you
a
know
dually. So let's say
a Geico.
If that's a new dually, I don't know if that is or not. 3,500. Let's say it's a 3,500 since it is a dually. Let's say it's 100. Let's say 100 grand. If it's fully loaded, it could be 130 grand. But it's 100 grand. Let's say. Damn, 400 grand. I guess not bad.
Look at a dude looking at it right here on the pause video. He like, I'm getting this motherfucker right here.
Shedeur?
Wow.
What?
It's like every time I think we're taking some steps forward, you take 2 steps back. You know, like every black person doesn't look the same, homie. Like
I thought that was Shedeur, homie.
You said a robot looked like AB one day. We have a commercial that we played.
Low key, you know it did though.
You said a robot looks like Antonio
You know,
Brown.
AB wears all that shit, and you know it looked like him too. That's the funny thing, because I got the it factor, homie, that actually points out shit that no one else sees, and I make you see it, homie. It's not my fault.
What year did you like become racist? Like, do you remember the moment and the year?
Like
97?
Nah, probably like I don't know. Probably after I started coaching all the brothers.
Oh, okay. So fairly recent then.
I used them.
Like 2018 and 2019, around that window,
Yeah,
pre-pandemic.
because you go on Instagram, I use black kids for my personal gain.
Got you. Okay. That makes sense. Is that like why your name is so big now? Why you're able to do the show and all? Got you. Okay. I was just curious, man.
Because I would call Allen out his name, call him all kind of crazy shit.
Allen, this is a crazy quote. He said, JB's not racist, LOL. Team was full of blacks. That just sound crazy. I don't know why that sound crazy to me. Full of blacks is just a crazy term. And
Allen, Haitian is a motherfucker.
That's how they used to like, right? That's how he used to call us back in the blacks.
Look at Paris, Smitty.
What Paris say?
Paris trying to defend like the crowd, like she don't think the crowd realizes or nothing.
Right. Because she don't want the backlash because they know she worked for the show, so they're like.
So now she on with you.
Dude, you a sellout.
Now she on with you, like she on your side.
Right.
JUCO really. Joe, you gotta get over it.
Who?
Joe.
Who's Joe?
He's a weather guy.
Oh, really? Oh, I never heard of
We got a weather guy that reports on tornadoes hitting in Indianapolis and shit.
Oh, really? He must not be good. We had a tornado last week. I didn't hear nothing about it.
Yeah, I don't think he has his number or something.
Oh, okay. He must be. I don't know. Must be shitty at his job.
Yeah.
Probably find another weatherman and get them on the show.
Hey, you think the racists do you think the cats that say I use the black kids are did they know this? Did they really know that like all the rednecks wanted me out of town because I brought a bunch of brothers into it? Do you think they talk about that?
I don't know.
You think they showed that on Netflix?
I don't think so. Somebody said JB ain't racist. He eats watermelon from the back.
From the what?
From the back. So,
what's that mean?
From the back.
I ate cat from the back though. Like it was ass, gang ass, and it was good. Didn't no badussi smell, no foul odor. It was right though. It's a different thing. I was younger though, like more like sex drive was higher.
Was it cool? Like it was fun?
I mean, it was quick. Like I just wanted to do it real quick so she could give me some head.
A lot of girls, they get turned on. It's not even about the fact of what you actually doing. Like one girl said she likes to get like spit in her mouth. And I was like, why though? I'm just curious. She was like,
what?
She likes when I do spit in her mouth. And like,
who did?
This girl. And she's like, it's not the actual like spit that turns her on. It's the fact that you're willing to go there. It's like, damn, you in a space right now that you don't give a fuck about nothing. You a AE, spit in her mouth, put her foot in your mouth. So the fact that you in that mentality, that's what turns them on. You know what I'm saying? So interesting.
Yeah, like pee on me.
Some girls like that. For all ladies in the chat, man, if you like all the stuff we talking about, just put just put yes. Just put comment yes. That's all you got.
I know this ain't Free Game Friday,
yes.
and we got a legend joining us in a minute. And I know this ain't Free Game Friday, but like,
I ain't gonna be
it's crazy though. Like, I don't think people realize like it's crazy. I don't know if I've ever, and I messed with it. I mean, I've had a lot more pussy than anyone in this chat by double, triple. And I'm gonna be honest, like I got more pussy than the law allows. I've had it, and that's why I don't need it no more.
He could
But
take
here's
so
the
I
thing.
describe it more. How much he had? Like he keeps adding
Yeah,
to it.
like I've turned down pussy. So like Smitty, like I've
Give me
turned
one
down
more.
I've turned down like foursomes at like after so many. I was like, fuck, dog. So it's like it doesn't do anything for me no more. So here's the thing, Smitty. I've never had one that didn't want to get peed on.
Oh, so they all wanted that.
Black, Brazilian, Puerto Rican, white,
Not the black girl,
Mexican.
not the black girl.
Shit, black girls wanted to pee on the most.
Well, that's only because you was dealing with strippers, though. So that's different.
Nah, it was a regular high class. A couple lawyers.
No, you
I'm not gonna
no,
put that
let's
name out
keep
there,
it
but-
real. I talked to your homie. They said you.
I mean, a bit business out there, but yeah, a couple celebrities.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what's funny?
Now you put a pussy on the pedestal, homie. Now you
Hey,
going
real
too far.
shit, homie. I met a broad at a club in Hollywood one year.
Yeah.
Not in West Hollywood. That's where the so the made up humans are. I'm talking about in the real Hollywood. I met this broad. Got a number. It's a dark ass club, homie. No racist shit, but it was dark ass club. I couldn't see a white dude or a sister. So she was a sister. I go scoop her up. I got her number. Go scoop her up at her crib. She lived out in Woodland Hills. I'm like, damn, high class sister.
High class, yeah. Good food over there.
So it's daytime. I pick her up like 4:30, twilight, kicking up. It's probably springtime. Let's get dark. Probably getting dark around 6. She come out, homie, get in the car, and I'm looking at her like, I know I ain't tripping. It was like a mainstream, big time sister porn star, homie. I used to watch that bitch all the time.
Did you? Huh?
What?
No, what you say?
She was a big time porn star, homie. I didn't see her. I did not even know at night. I was loaded and shit, but not
what
like
year?
that. Like 96.
That might be pre-Pinky. Well, nah, that's fine.
You said who?
Who you talking about? Is it Cashmere?
Nah, I know Cashmere. I knew Cashmere personally, though. My homeboy from Bakersfield used to be with her. Real shit.
Was it Cherokee, homie?
No, not Cherokee Dad. Not Cherokee Dad. I know all the sisters, by the way.
Why you know her?
I don't know no white girl porn stars, by the way.
Homie had Buffy the Body.
I know Cherokee Dad. Like,
Pinky, Superhead. Homie.
That was the year before I turned racist.
I know the whites too, though. Like when I was first introduced to porn, it was all the sisters, and I kind of dove into some of the white, just to understand, their culture.
Not understand. That's what you guys do.
Cameron Lowe said JB liked the golden showers, and then Paris, our Paris, immediately responded and said most men secretly do. Ain't you married, Paris? Leave it at that.
Ain't you, Darnell?
I didn't make comment on it. I didn't say nobody loved it or hated it or nothing. So we know what's going on in their household.
Anyway, it's
piss everywhere. She was like, she also said every time I told somebody to watch our show, JB say some crazy stuff. So
hey, we got a little news real quick. What time you gotta get out of here?
I might hop out in 5.
Oh, you gotta get out of here in 5 minutes? That's a question.
I can probably do 10.
Let's see what Bailey says. Because yeah, see if we can hop on right now, and then so Smitty and I could let me post it up. I'll put it out on Twitter. Let me see. What's his ad again? Oh, you sent it to me, baby. I got it. Don't worry about it. Smitty, you could break it down and tell everybody.
I was gonna wait till I see him in the background before we get too excited. What you laughing at?
Because you don't want to motherfucker don't show up.
Right. So I'm like, let's make sure we got the background situation going. You feel me? But long time analyst, seen him, American sports writer, journalist, seen him on ESPN, seen him on a lot of these big time networks, man. Speaking on the culture, speaking on the game of basketball, football, etc. Big time cat, man, might be joining the show here soon. That's all I'm gonna say.
He's Chicago cat, right?
Chicago, Midwest guy, brother. Yeah. I'm gonna leave it at that because we're gonna see what happens. I got 9 minutes and then we have to bounce, so we're gonna see. And I'm gonna let JB kind of take it over from there. What's that noise I just heard?
Yeah, that was my getting hacked again.
You getting hacked again? How do you continue to get hacked?
Nah. Well, fuck, ask FA, homie. I don't know. This motherfucking picture's crazy.
What picture you looking at, homie?
I don't know who it is, homie. Our main man, Alex Stein, posted it. Look at it. I put it in the thing. Look at this guy. Just when you look at him, like, I thought there's no way that's a real human. That shit's hilarious.
Your algorithm is insane.
We had Alex on the show. You liked Alex. Alex played with Matthew Stafford, homie, in Kershaw High School.
Yeah. Listen, we have guests come on the show. I'm gonna respect all our guests because they're on our show, and then I move forward.
What do you move forward from?
We just keep the train rolling.
Oh, I love Alex Smith. Alex
Smith. Yeah, I like Alex Smith too. He had a hell of a career. Obviously, he had that horrible injury, and we got Joe Theismann coming on tomorrow, so we're able to kind of dive into that and kind of talk from his experience because they had, I think, it's very similar, the exact same injury.
How we don't
exact same part of the field.
We got 1,300 people on YouTube. We got 3,000 on Twitter. How we don't have more than 300 likes?
Because listen, man, our fans sometimes, it's a love-hate relationship.
It's just free. You get the best show. They just hit.
Our fans are lazy sometimes, and I love them. I love them, but they can be lazy sometimes. That's just the truth.
And everybody hit the like real quick, like on 3.
3, 2.
1, 2, 3. Like button. Like, I don't get it.
It should be 600 right now.
It should be 1,300. That's how a real show gets grown and works out when you hit the boom, boom. Nah, it wasn't my G or Capri Style. I know my G, though. Light skin says bad. Capri Styles was one of my favorites, though, because she was like nasty, kinky bitch. She didn't care about nothing. Sarah J, I've never been a fan of. She was ugly.
Okay, you could say whatever you want about the face and all that stuff, but she gets down, though.
She gets down, maybe, but she's not.
I had Sarah J on the Porch Podcast 2 times. Great guest.
Oh, did you?
Great guest. She answers whatever. She loves brothers. So I understand why you wouldn't really like her. She loves not just brothers. She likes anything outside of white. And she says only because
you're racist.
She felt like when she's like doing it with a white dude, it's like she's doing it with like a family member or something. Like it felt weird because like she's been around white. She was around white
Alexis, Texas got called racist by y'all. Because she never did a brother on porn, but
camera, which is wild. Sarah J. All she fuck
with brothers. So
it's cap.
Nah. Hey man, we got a legend on.
It's time to talk some sports, man, because we got a legend here who just popped up in the building, man. Like I told y'all, long-time sports journalist from Chicago, the one and only Scoop Jackson's in the building, man. Bring him in.
What's going on? What's going on? I'm sorry I'm late, man. I had a lot of stuff going on this morning, and
man, you good? Nah, you good, brother. I appreciate you jumping on with us, man. My boy Smitty here works at Fox, so I know you're a big Chicago guy, man. I gotta ask you, just how bad does Jordan shit on LeBron? Just tell everybody real quick, real fast. This motherfucker right here don't get it.
I don't put me in nothing. I didn't say nothing like that.
I think I think there's a love-hate that's split probably 45-55, with LeBron in a lot of places. Specifically in the city, we have our reasons because of his relationship to Cleveland. And the roadblock that probably prevented Tibbs and Derrick Rose and Joakim Noah and Luol Deng, that team that built. And we had a relationship with that team. That was the first team we believed had a chance to do anything after the Bulls with Jordan. So we had a love for that team, and the roadblock happened to be that that dude from Akron. So there's a like I said it's kind of like New York a lot of times. The Knicks fans, they always say, and the New York fans are the greatest fans in the world, but because they love the game and they respect the game. You're going to catch shit as an opponent there. But if you do your thing, they will respect you. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like here's LeBron. There's a love-hate here thing with LeBron. because of Cleveland, he carried that over to Miami. The same thing. He's always been in our way, but we respect what he's been able to do and how he's been able to build his career. So it's I said 55-45 love-hate thing with him.
No doubt. Hey, I know you wrote so much in Slam and all these different things I used to read. Like, does Kobe get passed by in the conversation too much? Like, is he not? Because I see a lot of players, and I know you've written about a lot of players' comments on, like, players talk about it, and they all seem to say Kobe is the guy that compares to Jordan, not LeBron. Where has that conversation gone since, rest in peace, the passing of Kobe? Like, is it changed now?
Yeah, I think it's elevated. I think that happens a lot of times when people suddenly pass away. They reach a level of immortality to a certain degree, and I think Kobe's death has elevated his status to a point that not saying that it wouldn't have gotten there, but I don't want to say he's being martyrized right now, but amongst NBA players, they feel that he's not in the conversations that he should be in. Like this GOAT quite debate that society seems to be having, that I think is very media driven, a lot of time excludes him. And people believe that he should be in that conversation. And I tend to think that because of his passing, that a lot of things that he was alive are not taken into consideration. Like they're removed from that conversation in elevating him to that, to the GOAT conversation. I think it's interesting to me that one of the things that we had to deal with when we were having this conversation, when he was alive and he was still playing, is that, well, it's going to be hard to have Kobe in this GOAT conversation because of his early years when he wasn't the main guy.
Yeah.
He has 5 rings, but he benefited from playing with Shaq. We look at the rings that LeBron got. We look at the rings that, Michael got. We even look at the rings that Bill Russell got. And, rings seem to be that foundation in which the conversation begins and ends. And if you look at that, if you look at those 3 individuals, even if you look at Magic and throw him in there with the rings that he had, they were the guys on that team. On every ring that they got, they were the guy. There was no question about it. Those rings came through them first. The Kobe argument was that, well, he got 2 on his own, but he did have a big dog. He had, he wasn't, don't disrespect, but he wasn't the main guy on those first 3 rings. Shaq was the guy. What's funny to me is that was the conversation that was being had when he was alive, when the GOAT conversations would come up. Even Tim Duncan's rings, like, no, Tim was still the guy. He had, Kawhi at one point, he had Tony and Manu, but Duncan was still that guy. Kobe got 3 rings not being the guy. So that was one of the conversations that we would have about whether he belongs in the GOAT conversation, right? But the minute he passes away, that part of the conversation is gone. Like nobody speaks on that anymore. They're like, no, Kobe got 5 rings.
See, I'm a Kobe guy. He's still averaged 30 though.
No. Look, I'm with you. I am with you. Got no argument here. I'm with you. I still think, and many of the Lakers would tell you, even though Shaq was the guy, Kobe was still the best player on that team.
And Shaq's the most ball dominant player we've possibly ever seen. To me, I think Kobe gets disservice by playing with Shaq because Jordan never had. He had Winnington and fucking he never had no ball dominant guy other than Pippen got to play D and share the rock and he had shooters. Yeah.
But I mean, bottom line, I still think Jordan and Pippen as a duo presented the most complete basketball player you could ever make up and dream up. Like ever. What one couldn't do, the other could do. And they did it at almost the same size. And the only thing they couldn't deal with was a dominant center. Well, they never had to really deal with a dominant center in the finals. They got through a few of them, but never in the finals did they have to deal with a dominant center. But I think you add, and this is the benefit that Kobe and Shaq had too, you had coaching. They had the benefit of coaching. You know, it's not just Mike and Scotty. It's also having Phil Jackson. The same way it's like not just Shaq and Kobe. They have Phil Jackson. The same way it's not Tim Duncan and Manu and Kawhi. It's Greg Popovich.
Right.
You know, that's where the LeBron GOAT debates gets really interesting to me, because we look at the players that LeBron has played with over the course of his career. And at some point, it's very similar to Shaq, where LeBron has always aligned himself at some point in his career by playing with arguably the next greatest player in the game at that time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
D-Wade, Kyrie, Chris Bosh, Kevin Love, Anthony Davis.
Right, exactly. He's always partnered with somebody who could be considered the second best player in the game. The one who he doesn't have.
Now.
Right. But he didn't have that early on in Cleveland. But once he got to Miami, the rest of his career, he's always played with somebody who's considered one of the next best. Now, the one thing LeBron has never had is that coach piece. He's never had that Phil Jackson. He's never had that, you know, Greg Popovich. He's never had, you know, that Pat Riley. You know, he's never had that Mount Rushmore coach to elevate him and deal. He never had a Red Auerbach that Bill Russell had, even though Bill coached two of his own. You know, so when we talk about LeBron and the LeBron debate, it's funny nobody brings that up. And we talk about, like, you know, the other things that other players have, and we leave the coaching part out of it. And if we really look at this, coaching and winning championships are just as important as the players that we talk about.
That's fair. Yeah. He did have Spoelstra for those 4 years, so he kind of had Pat Riley a little bit. But other than that, you're right.
But he also got coaches fired too, though.
Well, we no doubt about that. But we're talking about it at the time. I mean, Coach Spoelstra has elevated himself to become in that conversation.
Right. That's fair.
He did that at the time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He did that at that space. And Riley was young when he was dealing with Magic Johnson and them, but he still was Pat Riley.
Right.
No doubt.
Right.
No
You
doubt.
know, look at
I feel
Detroit.
you. I mean, there's so many debates. Like everybody has like LeBron, Jordan, Magic, Kobe. There's always there's reasons where you could say they're the GOAT, and there's reasons why you could pull away from them. That's why the conversation to me is it's always a interesting one that there's no like guaranteed answer in my opinion. You know?
No, I think it's opinion based, but I do think that there are enough nuances.
Yeah.
That if we decide to collectively get a lot of those nuances in the conversation and base it on something outside of just our personal opinion, we could come to probably 3-player conclusion that is primarily agreeable across most boards. Not everybody, but across most boards. You know, I think we could do that. But here's the thing. I still am trying to wrestle with why this is so important in this particular sport. I'll never get the fact of why we have this conversation in basketball to the degree that we don't hold this up in any other sport when there is no clear-cut GOAT in any other sport that we talk about. Why this conversation? And especially when we're dealing with eras. Because the conversation usually goes from era to era, and the people say you can't compare eras. So we're judging something on we'll never get a chance to see. And that's been one of the caveats that make this GOAT debate so polarizing. But we had it in tennis, and we don't have this argument with tennis. We had the 3 greatest players to ever play in the history of tennis playing each other at the same time. Why don't we have a tennis GOAT debate? Please explain that to me.
It's the culture of basketball, Scoop. Look, you from Chicago, I'm from Indianapolis. We invented basketball. Basketball come from the streets. It's all about debate. It's about competition. Who's better? Who's the king of the court? Like I
got that. Let me give you 2 other ones. Let me give you 2 other ones then. Yeah. Soccer started in the streets.
Yeah.
Started in the streets, right? Boxing started in the streets.
Why do we argue about boxing though? We
not like basketball. You don't have a GOAT debate in boxing that we do like basketball.
Every hood barbershop's basketball, homie.
Every barbershop, barbecue, and basement, it is basketball.
That's what we play on. Let's be real. That's the first. That's the thing. You don't need no money for it. Get you a ball. Go find you a circle or anything. A hanger, whatever. And go hoop.
Look at the 2 sports I just mentioned. You don't need any money for boxing. Nothing. You need hands. Right? Yeah. What do you need for soccer? You need a crate and a ball.
Yeah.
You need no money. They're the most economically feasible sports we can find to get in. The entryway is great for those sports. That's why so many people are playing, because they're low income poverty magnets because you don't need anything but skill and interest to engage in these sports. So don't say basketball is any different. I'm explaining to me why we're not having boxing and soccer debates worldwide the way we are basketball.
That's a good argument. I never thought about it that way. I'm gonna let JB think on that and answer it. Scoop, I gotta bounce a little earlier, but I wanted to make sure I was here for you. JB's gonna close out the interview with you, but it's an honor to meet you and have you on, and we gotta have you back on too, by the way.
No problem. Anytime. We can continue the conversation always.
All right, Smitty. Hey, Scoop, let me dive into something real quick in this era of debate, because I love it, because I know you've written for all these years and all these things that you've done. And I was like, I think Scoop probably agree with this white boy from Compton on this one. Let me ask you, this Draymond Green thing got in. Him and Baron Davis do a show together, and they got into this debate, and we got it into a debate last week, and Draymond was like, I don't respect the OGs because they don't respect us. And I'm sitting there like, well, there's a pecking order of shit. It's called history. It's called before you. We paved the way. Like Shaun King, Super Bowl champ, comes on our show 3 times a week, and he's like, dog, we paved the way for you to make the money you're making now. You guys have benefited to make these rules as soft as shit. All the shit's changed. Do you agree to the respect factor take that he had, talking about he don't respect them because they don't respect us? Baron Davis said, we absolutely respect the OGs. They paved the way. I don't know where you are in this era thing, because I know the eras have changed when we talk about all this, but I thought Draymond was out of his mind on that shit.
Now, Draymond, my boy, BD's my guy too. I didn't take Draymond's comment as being universal.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things that gets lost in communication is what we say and our intent inside of how we say it. I took Draymond's thing is that I'm always going to acknowledge the history of the game. I'm going to acknowledge the players that played the game. But there are specific players that just because you played doesn't mean I have to respect you. I didn't take it as a blanket statement as he's not respecting anybody. I think he's like, he says you have to earn respect, and that's true. But just because you played doesn't mean I have to respect you because you were once in the NBA. Now, if we're talking about players like a Spencer Haywood, or we're talking about a Bill Russell, we're talking about a Jerry West, if we're talking about, cats that the Walt Frazier's and the Earl Monroes, the Bill Waltons, the cats who like really were those GOATs, great John Havlicek, George Gervin type players. I think Draymond's like, no, I respect them because of what they did. But I'm not just going to respect you just because you had a uniform on in 1950 and you had a uniform on in 1960 and 70 and you happen to be in the league. I'm not just going to respect you just because you made it. I'm in the game. I'm going to respect Julius Erving. I'm going to respect Elgin Baylor. I'm going to respect those legends. I'm going to do that. That's what I kind of got. And I think that got lost in just people taking his comment as being just, I'm not respecting anybody who ever played the game. I think he was just being very specific. Like, if you played in back in the day, fine. That's good. But you got to earn the respect for me. And I've given it to those, like, I don't think Draymond will walk into the room of the top 75 players ever being played the game and not respect them. Yeah, I think it was just because you're there. And I think we're that way in all walks of society. I don't want to just pinpoint this conversation onto Draymond and relegate it to basketball. I think for what you do, what I do, if we're in the media, just because there were members of the media that helped build this thing, we don't respect all of them dudes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But everybody from the Ted Koppels to the Bernard Shaws to the Brian Gumbles, to all the great legendary writers, the Red Smiths of the world, we respect them because they were legends in this game. So, but we don't respect everybody that's ever been in the media in the past because they've been there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I can make the comment and say, no, I don't respect members of the media because everybody that's been in this game has not earned it. And I'm benefiting from what they've done, but I'm not shitting on the ones who have really laid this foundation that got us into the game that we followed, that we respect. Those are the ones that we respect. But everybody who's ever held a pen, been in front of a typewriter to type stories, everybody who's produced any type of news item, just because they've been there doesn't mean they get our respect just off the top. So,
no doubt.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I think Draymond's comment shouldn't be just relegated to him, and that shouldn't be misunderstood. And I think there's a missing nuance in conversation of what he really, really, really meant.
Hey, before I get you out of here, man, I can't thank you enough. We got a legend coming on right after you, Chris Myers. Let me ask you.
Chris, I said, what's up? Chris is a great dude. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Now, Chris is still, he's not.
A minute, Bailey, real quick, so he can say hi. Legendary Fox Sports announcer, man, broadcaster for Legend, Chris Myers joins us. Chris, I can't thank you enough. Scoop wanted to say hello. I had to ask Scoop before he left. Chicago Bulls, man. Scoop, are they selling the farm? What they doing for Chicago?
Look, here's the deal. I think I said it from the beginning of the season. Chicago Bulls whole season will be it'll all be determined by one game, and it's the play-in game. It was that way last year and that way the year before. They got to the play-in and lost to the Miami Heat 2 years in a row. If it happens again this year, that will dictate how they move forward in the offseason. If they win that game or they get into the playoffs, that will dictate how they function in the offseason. So it all depends on what they do in that play-in game. If they win it, if they lose it, or if they get to the playoffs, that will answer your question. We'll see how they function from there.
No doubt. Hey, Scoob, I can't thank you enough, brother. I wanted you and Chris to see each other. I know you guys respect the hell out of each other. So
hey, good listen. I was enjoying listening to you. You didn't have to break for me. That was good stuff.
Always. Good seeing you, Chris, man. Appreciate everything, man. Appreciate everything.
Hey, Scoop, we got to have you on, Scoop. We got to have you on again, brother. I appreciate you.
Coach, we got my mask. Just have Craig reach out, and I'm good, man. I appreciate you.
All right, brother. I appreciate it. Take care. Chris, man, sorry I didn't get to introduce you the right way, man. You're a legend in your own right. I appreciate you like crazy to come on the show, and can't thank you enough. Chris, you're a former JUCO guy.
That's right. Junior. Hey, you got to get in anyway, and then you prove yourself, right? If you don't,
hell yeah.
If you didn't come from wealth, you got to earn your way. And I think junior college is affordable. They also help you while you're in there decide where you want to go, your direction. You got to work a little extra harder because then you get into the big university if you're going that way. So yeah, it kind of helped me with my internship from radio to TV in Miami to break through. So I always encourage that if you can't afford to go to what or you get a scholarship. I wasn't that smart at least when things started out. I try to get smart.
I call JUCO football jail when I coached it forever and had 28 guys that made it to the NFL. I'm like, hey, it's football jail. You got to get out of it.
Right,
so this is it. I used to recruit your high school. I think you went Chaminade, right?
Chaminade, yeah. And Miami-Dade back then, it was called Miami-Dade Junior College. I mean, they had a really good baseball program. You might remember the name Bucky Dent.
Hell yeah.
Going back. So
we do, yeah. The chat may not, but we do.
Right, great baseball player. So yeah, that's neat that you coach. Yeah, I mean, and I look at the players today that I end up talking to, whether it's in the NFL or certain baseball guys that, and when I cover basketball more on a regular basis, that came through those programs, and now especially transfer portals that are available. So it works, and no greater example of the transfer portal that worked than what we saw with Florida. And I don't think there were any freshman starters in that championship game last night. Congrats to the Gators. A heck of a Final Four too with the teams that were in there. But anyway, good stuff.
What's your take on that, by the way? Just as we piggyback there, like 4-1, first time since 2008, and is the mid-major dead and buried? Like, are we the Cinderella story's gone? Is that where we're headed? I see it tremendously been that way in the women's side. I've even said I don't know if 64 teams need to be in the women's side. I think it's a disservice to the young girls that get blown out by 100 points around.
Right.
I mean, that's a bad look. But the men's side and just the portal in general, I think we're seeing watered down product, even in football with 12 teams being added in the playoff. I don't know how good are those games, like until we get to the championships, even what it wasn't a great one this year. But like, where you at? Is this getting watered down?
Yeah, it is. I'm a big fan of expanding a little and letting more in. But you're right, the quality they have to show that they deserve to be in, and you don't want the blowouts. It kind of hurts the programs in recruiting. I'm a little concerned though
about the money and the NIL and where that's taking things, and that's part of this with the transfer portal. I mean, we just have to accept that this is the new way, and I think you've heard coaches that are much more informed about it talk about it in various sports, whether it's basketball or college football, especially with the exits of Harbaugh and Nick Saban. So I'm not sure what I think we still need, the NCAA still needs, and that could affect the tournament in the future. That's not all locked in, that they'll have control of that for college basketball. So it reminds me of boxing when you had too many different titles doing, and you need somebody to handle overall, and there needs to be firm, I guess, guidelines put in place so that the student athlete or the athlete can benefit, and we can still get the kind of competition and raise some of the money that they're raising for various programs.
No doubt. You're one of the very few. You're an anomaly, man, unicorn. I just say it because you've basically called every single major sporting event like some sort of way. I got to ask you, I know you won the Emmy on Up Close. It was one of my favorite shows growing up. And you won that Emmy with that OJ interview. I got to ask you, is he the most interesting interview of your career, I guess? I don't know.
Because it was the most talked about, because obviously it was a great football player, but then the double murder trial and
Right.
what happened and how that unfolded, and to be the first live interview with him afterwards, and he was willing, I could ask anything about the trial. That's kind of what it turned into. So yeah, that was intense. That was very different. I've had some fun ones. I mean, there were some, Mike Tyson wanting to beat me up after asking a question about at his home when I was doing an interview when he first got out of prison, and it was about the Holyfield ear biting thing, and I thought it was a legitimate question, and it's a good thing his bodyguard and one of the guys he sparred with, we were sitting across from each other, and he lunged at me, said, "You're trying to provoke me," called me an MFer, and his arms started to go. They hooked him and held him back, and I wanted to get out of there so fast. But then he calmed down, and we had a nice interview, and he gave me a tour of the house, and it just showed you kind of the behavioral snap patterns. But yeah, the OJ interview is one of the more, but I really it's just going through the years doing interviews, sometimes play-by-play or studio work, and just the people that I've interviewed through decades, and that's what I look back on when they asked me to write this book. That deserves a wow. I was like, wow. I mean, whether it was Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan or Barkley or Wilt Chamberlain, I mean, I got to interview these guys, whether it was finishing their career or starting a career or ending whatever they're wrapping up promoting, and then in a number of sports, from LA to Montana, whatever, so to Patrick Mahomes, et cetera. So it's a lot of entertaining personality. So yeah, to pick one interview is always so hard, but that's one that stands out because of the very unique circumstances.
I would always try to find a game or sport or whatever you were broadcasting. Your voice has always been the most prominent of anyone, in my opinion. I've got to meet a lot of guys throughout this last few years after this whole Netflix show and all this that I was on, and I'm like, yeah, man, your voice always stood out. You called that '89 earthquake game that everyone's famous for, and I'm a California guy, so I'm from LA, a Dodger fan, of course. The Kirk Gibson famous deal in right before that, the '89 World Series hits. You're the only reporter that kind of stayed on, kind of calling it, right?
Well, it was the Al. That was my first rookie year at ESPN as the reporter, West Coast reporter. Al Michaels and ABC had the rights, so they were on the air. But it was the ESPN satellite trucks that we had. I was there with Chris Berman and Bob Lee doing our wraparound shows and some Sports Center, cut-ins. So that we were the ones who helped keep them on the air because ABC, Disney, and then we also went on ourselves, and reported. And at the time, you don't know about the damage in the city and the area, but you remember, Tony La Russa and Mark McGuire running, and it just the fear they're worried about. The first thing was they were worried about their families when that earthquake hit right before the game. There have been a few of those kind of things. I was at the Olympics doing a Sports Center wrap in Atlanta in the '96 Summer Games when that bomb went off, and then we went live through the night. That's where I was.
That's Olympic Park, right?
Yes, exactly. That's Centennial Park, right above where the Chamber of Commerce building was. So I mean, those are moments. You're there to cover a sporting event, but you got to be ready to react, and it's the same kind of stuff. Try to get the facts right. Tell the viewers what you think they want to know as quickly as you can, and as accurately as you. And I think too, to be sensitive to the situation. Whether I'm interviewing a guy who just won a game or lost a game, or I'm interviewing somebody who, you know, is involved in some kind of tragedy, because I've experienced some of that in my own life. So I think, you know, you need to be aware of that, even though you're thinking of the audience and the broadcast as the important part of your job.
I don't know if there's anything you haven't done, but like you've talked to certain people like I idolize, obviously growing up in LA, being around Poly Pavilion and UCLA, and my good friends played there and won the last title. I had Jim Harrigan a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
And I used to be around Jim all the time at practice because my high school teammates were Ed and Charles O'Bannon.
Oh, cool.
And, so we got that 95 natty. So I'd be up at practice all the time with those guys. And I go on, you know, all the smoke with Matt Barnes and them other UCLA guys like Jelani McCoy, who was a freshman on those teams, Toby Bailey and all those guys.
Right.
And you had I believe, if I'm not mistaken, but the last interview with John Wooden, correct?
Correct. Yeah. It was the first live interview with O.J. Simpson right after both trials. And the last interview with John Wooden at age 99, he would come on our radio show in Sherman Oaks that I did for Fox Sports Radio with Sean Farnham. Speaking of, right, Fordham guy used to do a show with me. And I remember Coach, by the way, Coach Herrick, Steve Lavin, some really cool guys. Being around them through the years. But yes, Wooden, I hosted the Wooden Awards years earlier, you know, when they gave out that great honor to players, and we kind of became, you know, we could talk a little bit. He'd come on my TV show, whether it was Chris Meyer's interview or Up Close, whatever and then he would do the radio show. And I remember him saying, you know, the week before, hey, I don't feel so well, but I'll you know, come on. And we didn't know that was the end of the line at 99. But it's so many great things about, you know, and you know who he influenced, and not just in basketball in their lives. But I remember asking him about, was he, you know, he had two other incidences. Once when he was in the Navy, where I think his life, it was a little touchy, but I asked him if he feared death. You know, I think that's an interesting question. It's not a very nice question to ask, but when you have time to talk to people, and he simply, I'm paraphrasing but he simply said, no, not, you know, I really don't, because this life is whatever's next will probably be better than this life, and this hasn't been all that bad. I mean, that's kind of the simpleness of him. He was really kind of a Mother Teresa of sports or basketball, a wise man. People, you know, a now generation that maybe doesn't know a lot about him, but here's his name, should really go back and read whenever you can about him, because a lot of great players, from, you know, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, you go down the list. Walton. Marcus Johnson, Walton, right? Walton spoke very highly of him. So another guy I got to hang out with. So yeah, those are, I mean, I'm telling you, all the people when I stop, take a break here, and I'm still obviously working in different areas, but when everybody that I've interviewed, they touched your life in a certain way with something they said or didn't say, or something they did or didn't do. And I think aside from just playing the sport or being so good at coaching or whatever their profession was.
No doubt. You've touched everything. NASCAR, you do it all. It's crazy. What you transitioned from ESPN? I think you were there, 11 years?
10 years from
And you go from there to Fox for now the last, 25, 26 years?
Yeah, it's over 20 years now at Fox. Wow. Yeah, and both of them lucky to be there in their, what I call, you know, like ESPN in the 90s, the growth years, right? And then in 2000, Fox Sports was when they had football, the NFL, but then they started to get baseball and NASCAR, and they had soccer, college sports, which is on the radar, obviously. The timing was nice for me. I kind of fortunate to work with some, you know, great people behind the scenes to allow me to work a Super Bowl, to you know, be at a World Series when the Red Sox, you know, pulled off that upset and came back against the Yankees and broke through, you know, back in the early 2000s. So yeah, a lot of cool moments. It was tough leaving, you know, ESPN's the sports place, but obviously when you have opportunities to do the things you like to do, and I think I love all. I mean, I'm an NFL football guy first. That's kind of how it started. Right. My passion, but then it branched out into, and then it was more coming from a big family about, you know, people you interview and what they say or how they do or don't, how they handle success and those kinds of things. It's really, I mean, sport, it really mirrors our world in a lot of ways, as you know, from, you said doing some coaching. I'm sure you related to that, to those people.
You agree that ESPN at that time was the heyday? Because I do a show right after mine. I do a show with Shaun Salisbury.
Oh yeah, I love Shaun. Yeah, great guy.
Yeah, he speaks highly of you. So he was he says that was the prime of ESPN. That was the highlight. That was the, you know, we had all the great shows, combination, debate. We were the debaters. You know, him and Clayton started the whole debate show.
Right, John. John.
Yeah.
And it's funny. Funny about ESPN because there's there's ESPN2, ESPNU. But when I was there in the 90s, one of the first reporting we talked about covering that World Series, I remember going to Frank Robinson. Right, he was managing at the time, and I was at a spring training, and I had the microphone. I said, "Excuse me, do you have a moment for ESPN?" And he made a joke like, "What is that? A Spanish network or channel?" I didn't hear. And so everybody laughed. And then it just showed you a few years later, as ESPN grew, I didn't have to ask. People would clear the way and see. They say, "Hey, come on, we want to talk to ESPN." So that was the year when it was the only game in town, and it was 24 hours all sports. And so there was, people tried competition locally and that type of thing, but on a national scale, that was it. I mean, now obviously we have channels every, the NFL network and MLB network, everybody, tennis and golf have their own networks, and then there are a number of regionals and so many shows, so many choices, which I think ultimately is good for the sports fan because they have a lot of places they can go to hear what they want and react the way they want it to.
No doubt. Two things I got, and I don't want to dive into your personal, but like, was it a location deal with ESPN to Fox, or just a business decision, personal? You just said
it's a fair question, and I mentioned it in the book that I have out called "That Deserves a Wow." You can get it at Amazon or wherever, but and an audio book. But I do talk about that because it was a tough call. Fox came calling when my contract was coming up. I was in LA because I'd been the reporter and gone to Connecticut to do SportsCenter, work with some fun people there, Linda Cohn, who's still rolling, and some really cool people, and then came back to do Up Close when Roy Firestone had moved on. And I really love the Up Close, but they weren't, ESPN wasn't sure they were going to continue the show out in LA, and that's where my family was now. I was kind of entrenched, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to move back east. And as you see now, ESPN's moving their West Coast set, whatever their studio, they're moving out of there, and we're not going to have that presence out here. They're going back to the East Coast. So that was one of the decisions. And then I saw, like I did at ESPN, after those early years at Fox, an opportunity to work, to actually be on the network broadcast of a Super Bowl. I mean, that's kind of a dream of mine as a kid. So, and I've worked 6 Super Bowls, from Brady's comeback against Atlanta to Mahomes' first Super Bowl, and to be the guy interviewing them afterwards. And I worked 5 or 6 World Series too, when the White Sox broke through, when the Red Sox broke through, when the Phillies won with Cole Hamels. And anyway, so to be on that actual broadcast and get to do a variety of things, after having done, and I loved my SportsCenter doing those days and doing Up Close, it was kind of a combination. It was a timing thing that kind of worked out, I guess, overall. And I'm grateful that it did, because I'm grateful for the time in both places. I learned a lot, worked with a lot of great people.
No doubt. Last couple of things, baseball wise, you've covered that, and and we got the Masters coming up, big weekend. Baseball wise, is this Dodger team the best on paper you've ever seen?
Yeah, I would say, I used to say the Yankees, the best money could buy, right? And that's what this is with the Dodgers. And I grew up a Dodger fan, and it was like, you feel almost guilty. It's like, and also you set a bar so high. If you don't win, you're a target. And so I don't know that they had to go all out. I love the Ohtani move. Ohtani was there for everybody, but I think once they got him, it opened up the door to more of the players that they wanted to add. And I was always a little concerned the last few years about their pitching and their pitching depth. They've had incredible injuries, but yes, they're still beatable. I mean, it can happen. I mean, we've seen this happen before. But if they don't win, my goodness, it's a major upset. At least in the American League, there's more balance. But I'll tell you, the Padres, Phillies, there's some teams, even the Mets, that can give the Dodgers a run if they time it right. But yes, you can't. I mean, this is. I don't know if they'll win the Seattle regular season record or not. But to me, that's not as impressive as going ahead and winning a World Series.
No doubt. I was going to say the same thing. We had Brett Boone on, who was on that team, and was like, I'm scared for the first time that it could go down this year. Like, I don't know if this Dodger team loses 50 games. I know they've lost 2 out of the last 3, to a good Phillies team over the weekend, and I think the Nationals last night.
Nationals beat them.
It's early. Yeah. Like early. I still think the Padres and the Giants are playing for second, unfortunately, even though they're good too. And Arizona's better than we thought.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. This Masters deal coming out. No Tiger, obviously, with the injury he had, and all these things. My good friend Pat Perez is on the Live Tour now. He's announcing he's kind of done. And that whole thing, I guess PJ and the Live kind of said, I guess PJ told no to I think $1.5 billion merger possibility. where are we at with this Masters field? You like it this year? Is Ralphie gonna do it?
I would like it better if they were all together. When you just talk, you hit the important subject for me. It's splintered my interest in golf and watching golf. I mean, I still enjoy it. There's some players when I'm not working, but I don't really have favor of the field. I mean, obviously we can't say who's the next Tiger, but maybe there's a group of guys that'll give us that kind of greatness where you're just polarized by watching what they do, and we've got some of those guys on tour, and there are some personalities that we get to. Sorry, there's an airplane flying over here that we get to watch. So I don't know where the future of this is going, but the Masters, you would think that, and I wish the PGA, however, that they could have come together on this and say, this is the one where, all bets are off. You play the tour, you earn your way in, and we get the best of the best, because that's how I look at this tournament. I mean, I know there are other majors, but the Masters is called the Masters for that reason.
If I bet DeChambeau as a kind of like an outlier to win it with the money, would you say I'm crazy?
No, I would not. In fact, I haven't looked exactly at the odds or who the favorite is yet to dive in, but
pretty sure probably.
Yeah, because it's funny when I covered that, I always found too that I mean and Tiger showed you how to win there. I mean, in a number of ways, at least in the modern era, on a regular basis, and kind of dominate. But I do like DeChambeau. I think he's probably one of the more entertaining guys, and is probably good for golf too when he has success.
I think Scottie Scheffler's probably still the favorite. I'm sure. I don't know.
Yeah, he's probably on the board. I didn't look.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously his putting is something I try to pay attention to when I try to play or imitate great players.
No doubt. So you're out here on the West Coast then? You've been out here?
Yeah. When I moved from Connecticut out in Southern California, between the LA Santa Barbara area. Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah. There's a Moore Park Community College. That's a good community college.
Trust me. Yeah. I've been out here forever coaching against those guys, so I know exactly.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Are you from California originally?
Yeah, I'm from LA. Yeah, I'm actually from Compton, man. I was the only white guy in Compton growing up. And when my dad played and graduated from Compton in '55, he graduated with some NFL legends. And he grew up with Pete Rozelle, by the way. Next door neighbor.
Great. Yeah, the NFL commissioner
and Duke Snider.
Wow, there's some great
Duke Snider, Pete Rozelle, Duke Snider, my dad, and if you watch Western movies at all, James Colburn all went to high school together.
Oh yeah. Charles.
They all lived on the same street.
Yeah. Charles Colburn would have been his son, right? James Colburn.
Yeah, James Colburn. Yeah, the white hair actor who played Mustang, I believe, with Mel Gibson.
Yeah. So you're a big Rams fan then, the LA.
Oh yeah, I was
Gabriel, right?
Roman Gabriel. Then it went to Jim Everett and Eric Dickerson, who's my favorite running back of all time, and. So my cousin's a big time chiropractor, works on Magic Johnson and Eric Dickerson to this day. He's out in Woodland Hills.
Okay, in the valley, which is the traffic with the PCH being closed. The traffic is it's always bad, but it's even worse. Yeah, those were it's funny that people, even Don Shula, when I interviewed him as a kid, teenager, I was a Rams fan, even though I was growing up in South Florida in Miami before, and he was like, "Why are you on this Ram bandwagon?" And I couldn't quite understand. He couldn't quite understand, but as a kid, I just was attracted to the fearsome form. I mean, I later got to interview Deacon Jones and some of those guys that we talked about, and then stayed with him through even when Pat Hayden quarterbacked, and Eric Dickerson. He was another great guy to interview, and boy, what a great running back to watch.
And then there's some like Compton College at the time, junior college. They used to play in what was called the Junior Rose Bowl, at the Rose Bowl in front of 60,000 in a junior college game.
Yeah,
and they used to scrimmage the Rams.
Wow,
that's how crazy it was and how loaded they were at that time. They had. And you remember these names like Hugh McElhaney?
Yes, going.
He went to Compton College. He went to Compton College 10 years before my dad with my uncle. He went there with my uncle though.
That's cool.
So
because they used to.
It's crazy,
The scrimmage on a pro team. I mean, when you're at, it's funny because I remember they used to have the college all-stars play an NFL team in the preseason. I think that was years ago. They stopped doing that, but things have changed. But those are some great LA sports.
Yeah,
and that's the other thing about LA, and you can relate to this. Even though when I moved here, having Vince Scully with the Dodgers, Dick Enberg with the Angels, just some really outstanding broadcasters that even if you weren't fans of the teams, you listen to the quality of how they.
And it's funny you mentioned Moore Park because that's where John Madden got his teeth cut.
Yes, yeah.
He cut his teeth
That's
at
right,
Moore Park.
right.
And then Warren Moon went to West LA. And then, we've had all these legendary junior college people. So, like, it's a lot of people don't know those stories. But, man, Chris, I can't thank you enough for hopping on here, man. And most success to you. And we'll have to try to get you on again. And can't thank you enough, brother.
Yeah, no, and I love your the background connection in Compton, and we'll talk like NFL football season. We should come on.
Yeah, hell yeah, if we can, that'd be huge. Yeah,
dissect the league. But thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
I got to ask you quarterback questions during the season.
Yeah, there's
Chris, appreciate you, brother. We'll talk soon. Thanks.
All right,
bye, brother. Man, I can't thank Scoop Jackson enough, and Chris Myers, man. And Scoop's still in chilling, man. Scoop never left. Scoop never left the building. He's still chilling. Bring him in, Bailey, real quick. See what Scoop's doing. Scoop, man. Hey, people don't realize, Scoop, OGs listen to OGs, huh?
Yeah, exactly. You don't get a chance to hear, Chris Myers for amount of time, and like you said, legend. So I wanted to sit back if I could and soak it in. So I appreciate that.
I saw that, man, and I was like, see, that's what these youngsters don't get. But see, that's why I take it personal when I'm like, you want us to respect you, though? Like, see, these motherfuckers be wanting gimme generation. They don't want to earn shit. Like, let me ask you something, and this is like for the culture, because like if you go against anything Deion Sanders, they call me a hater because I know Deion, and it's funny that if you go against Deion, Travis Hunter, Shedeur, and you call them anything other than great first rounders, you're a hater. And I brought this up because I'm like, he got paid. He got a big payday. And I said to my co-host, Smitty, who works at Fox, I said, Deion is 1,000% worth it, but I don't believe he's yet earned it. And I don't think people realize there's a difference. Like, you could be worth the money, and I think he deserves the money because he's worth it. I don't know if he's earned the money based on his peers. If that's the case, that people bring up this argument, I'm like, well, shit, you should have paid Saban $100 million in for what the hell that motherfucker did. Like, people don't realize there's a difference between worth and earn. That's why I think this respect discussion has turned when it comes to the eras or the generations or all this shit. I'm like, dog, it don't matter if it's the truth. It don't matter who says it if it's the truth.
Right. But then again, I think we have to keep in mind that we're living in a society now that truth has different meanings, because truth means different things to different people. Truth basically has become personalized. Truth is no longer generalized anymore. There's no fact on what is truth because people hold on to their own truths, and that's what they function with. But social media made that. We're living in a society that has, over the last probably 4 or 5 generations, done everything it can to make life easier for people. So we're living in an age of convenience that we don't have to do anything anymore. Like, we don't even have to drive cars anymore. The cars are driving themselves for us anymore. We don't have to slide keys and turn anything. You don't even have to. Your credit card is just everything's become easy. The telephone does all the work for us. The spell check. I'm talking everything that we deal in everyday life that we've lived over these last 5 or 6 generations has done everything to make our lives more convenient and more easy. With this being our society, where is the fight going to come from when we have to go through nothing? So, yeah, people are going to be testy now. They're going to be more sensitive now. They're going to, they're not going to, they're going to be affected more by certain things from the outside because nobody has been through shit. Every
AI shit, fake it now and fucking.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just sports. It's society that we're living in because everything has been made so easy for us. That we've taken on this construct of being so sensitive we can't say anything about anybody. Doing this and not respecting. I don't have to because you haven't been through anything. I have. Why should I respect that?
Or I could Grok it, or Grok or whatever that shit is. I could just search. Hey, Siri. Like, that shit is like.
There's no work involved in that. Look, the one thing I always use as an example is film. I think film is a great normalizer in these conversations because you can basically do things with film now without having to spend any money. That phone you just held up right there.
Yeah.
You can actually film anything you want to on that phone, right? And I hate to sound like the old man, but back in the day, you had to earn money to get equipment to shoot stuff. So there was a different level of sweat equity that was put into whatever you did from a film perspective. And you don't have to do that now. So you can, and that's the same thing goes with recordings, same thing we're doing right now. Like, you can fuck this up and not lose anything.
No doubt.
But 30 years ago, you had to be on point with this because you were going to lose a lot of money if this didn't come out right. And
no doubt.
When you don't have to put that type of equity into anything to get it done, because it's been so convenient for you to do it, because it's so easy for you to do it now, that's going to change your entire approach to life. That's going to change your entire thought process to life. You're going to walk through life differently. And that's kind of what we're living with. We talk about it a lot in sports, but it's more of a societal thing that we're living with, and how society has adjusted to the simplicities that life has afforded us to not have to struggle for anything.
And you saying that, and I'm not jumping the gun, but I got a master's degree. I got every degree. You got a master's degree from Howard, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir.
A good friend of mine went to Howard after you, played in the NFL for a long time. Billy Jenkins, safety for the Rams and the Broncos. And so that's how I knew you went to Howard. And that's funny. And just because like the history of it all, but you got your master's degree. You had to back, especially when we got our degrees, like they weren't like online Google the questions and answers and shit. Like it was wasn't no easy ass shit.
No.
And these cats now can get a master's degree on this motherfucker.
Yep.
Man.
That's my point. But that's my point. There's a convenience there. So when that becomes your life and something hard is pushed up against you, I hate to say it, it's kind of like what we just got through watching Duke go through the other night in that men's final. I'm not going to say that Duke was not the better team. I will say that you got a bunch of young guys playing against a bunch of veterans in college, but the young guys had never been tested before. They were so good that they had never been in a tight game before. And when that happened, they didn't know how to react in that moment because they'd never been through it. And that's kind of what we're talking about right now. People are so sensitive and don't know how to react when when something is forced up against them, whether it's a disagreement, a different opinion, a financial struggle, a personal struggle, a career pivot that they have to make, whatever it is. When something is pushed up against them, we're living in a society now that does not know how to react because everything has been built for their convenience and not for their sustainability when something is forced for you to make a decision or to adjust to get through that particular situation.
And I truly believe it's bled over into the streets. I truly believe it's bled into the streets. And I mean it like this. And I love the conversation. I'm glad you're a real one. I appreciate you fucking around with me on here. Here's the thing, Scoop. Growing up in a barbershop in Compton, only white boy in there, getting my head shaved every day. I'm an anomaly, right? I'm sitting there like, all right, everyone knows me. And we could get in there and argue. There was no LeBron back then, but we can in there and argue, Jordan, Bird, fucking, Magic, Kareem versus, Akeem when he came around and Shaq and all these talks. And it was barbershop banter. And you could have been a Republican or a Democrat at that time, and been cool and still had a drink and kicked it with your boys afterwards. Nowadays, if you disagree, motherfuckers are disbarring their family members.
Yes.
From disagreeing and being like, I said, man, this shit, this right and left shit is worse than Bloods and Crips because they got money. They're white collar criminals for the most part. Let's keep it real. And they got money and everyone. And now if you go right or left, you're fucking demonic if you go against it. And I'm right conservative leaning, but I don't vote. I just never have. I think politicians and priests are the most crooked motherfuckers on this earth. So I'm never going to vote, but I'm like, I don't get the fact that you can't disagree anymore, and that just means you're fucking gone in my mind. Like, it's crazy how the divorces are happening because one is right and one is left.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But you have to look at the way these things have escalated. And I think from a political standpoint in this country, the divide has gotten so great because there's a harshness inside of the divide that almost forces us to go one way and the other because of the attacks that are forced on one or the other. And we're conditioned to think a certain way. Like, one party cannot go through any conversation without directly blaming the other party for something that a lot of times has nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
But they blame it, and we follow that lead. Like, everything, the Republican Party would be the first to say everything that's wrong with this country is because of Joe Biden. Democrats would be everything that's wrong with this country is because of Trump. You know, so it's like back in the day, we had issues with what certain parties did, but the entire blame was not placed on that other individual. That's why we were able to have conversations. Right now, when the leaders of this country, from a political standpoint, are putting everything on one individual or one party, that causes us as a people to follow that lead. And that's why we can't get along or have these, like, you know, open conversations that engage both sides and still come out of that civil.
You know, let me further piggyback. Like, we all, it doesn't matter if you were left or right. If you're a proud American at the time, you rocked an American flag. We didn't know if you were left or right. It was an American flag. They've taken this MAGA flag now, and it's like MAGA is its own party.
Yes.
And now if you raise an American flag, you're automatic MAGA.
Right.
And I'm like, hold on, the American flag used to be the fucking American flag. Now they symbolize that with MAGA. And if you raise an American flag, you're MAGA. And so if you don't have a flag, you're automatically a left leaner.
But here's the thing, but the ideology around part of the MAGA movement is that we're defining what patriotism is. So if you're not a patriot like us, then you're un-American. They've set that as part of their standard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what are you to do with that? And that wasn't happening back in the day. So yes, MAGA is a party, but more than anything, it's an ideology. They reshaped the ideology of what being an American is, because they set in their minds a new standard of what they feel America is. And if you're not that type of American, then you're not a patriot, and we don't want anything with, to do with you. It's almost like either you're with us or we're against you. That's it.
You know Eddie Griffin?
The comedian?
Yeah.
I know of him. I don't know him personally.
Oh, you don't know? Okay. No, because I hear you talking. It's like very similar, even though I got to be around him a lot because he was one of my best friends was on Malcolm and Eddie back in the day. Remember the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, with Malcolm Jamal Warner. Big Tim. He was the big cat on there, 6'10", 550 pounds. He passed away on a bad technicality in the hospital. He should never have, but malpractice. But anyway, I used to be around him all the time. He would go to the Comedy Store on Sunset in LA on a Sunday with 5 motherfuckers in there. Nobody would even be in there. He'd go in there and just practice his craft.
Yeah, work on his material. Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I would be in. So the homies would go in there and fuck with him, and because we got to be around him on Malcolm and Eddie. And he's also got 2 doctorate degrees. And people don't know how smart Eddie is, but he just, I didn't know if you knew him or not. I just thought you guys.
No. We don't know each other like that. But
he's a Kansas City cat. He's a Kansas City cat, I think.
Yeah, he can. He definitely Kansas City. Kansas City.
Definitely. Nah, it's interesting, man. Look, you're a real one for sticking around, and I can't thank you enough. We got to do it again, man. Have some real talk banner and talk some more hoops and stuff. What are you doing nowadays?
I'm columnist for the Chicago Sun-Times here in Chicago, and I'm actually in the process of starting to. I did George Gervin's book a couple of years ago. Now I'm doing Grandmaster Flash's book. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we're in the throes of getting that thing done. So that's it. And working on whatever next project comes up, man. So I've always done project for project. So
no doubt,
Grandmaster Flash is the new project. So hopefully
that's big.
Get that done and it comes out better than decent.
That's crazy, man. You've been around so long, and it feels like, damn, I feel like I'm talking to you, and you're like, man, you ain't even nowhere near your age. I was like, there's no way you 60.
Yeah, 61, man.
Oh, man. Let me ask you something. You were actually born the day after the assassination?
Yep, and that's how I got the name Scoop. Yes, sir.
Really? Of John F. Kennedy?
Yep, my father was a newspaper reporter, and my uncle made a joke. He said, Bob, the news of you having a son is going to scoop Kennedy. Scoop Kennedy's assassination. So with the newspaper terminology. And from that day on, they named me Scoop at birth. So,
damn.
They named the day after JFK.
That's crazy. Now, you still out in Chi-Town, or are you out this way?
No, I'm in Chicago. I'm not leaving.
Okay. Man, I played arena ball there with the Chicago Rush.
Yep.
If you followed them back in the day, early 2000s, and I lived in they had us living in Palatine out in Schaumburg.
Yeah. You in the suburbs.
Yeah, I already knew. Yeah.
They didn't have y'all. They don't let professional athletes stay in the city.
Hell no. I wasn't fucking Cabrini Greens and shit.
Yeah, man. Come on, man. Look, you from Compton, man. You could have held your own in Cabrini.
Yeah. We went in there all the time and chilled and shit. So it was good shit. We used to go down Chicago and Ohio, man, or Michigan, Ohio, and to the club. They had the best R&B like hip hop clubs. Like it was like with the blues combination mixed in.
Yep.
We was in there. We was actually there the night the fire happened. That remember the fire that happened in that club? Everybody got trampled.
Oh yeah, it was E2.
E2. Yep. We were there tonight, and we got out of there early before it happened. Crazy.
Wow.
So yeah, shout out, man. I love Chicago. I think it was the cleanest big city in America at the time.
It's a cleaner version. It's a cleaner, smaller version of New York.
Yeah. L Train.
But the people are a little bit nicer.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I love Chicago.
We still got that down south. People forget that a large part of the black migration that came from the south arrived here. Yeah. And so we still carry that southern hospitality within our culture. So, even though we're still like that rough ass city.
There was a lot of black Chicago zoot suiters.
Man, exactly.
Yeah.
We forget the whole gangster shit started here.
Yeah.
So, we still gangster, but we still nice. Like it's just a smaller, cleaner version of New York, man.
No doubt. Man, Scoop, we gotta do it again, brother. I appreciate you. Best of luck to you, man, and everything. And much love, man. We'll have you on soon if we can.
So anytime, man. You got my number. Holler at me.
All right, brother. Peace.
Okay, coach. Be good, man.
You too. Legendary Scoop Jackson, man. Chris Meyer. Shout out to everybody. Steve Kim. Can't forget everybody that's popped on, man. And Scoop's a real one for hanging out, watching Chris Meyer, the voice of all voices, in my opinion, Chris Meyer. So shout out to everybody, man, and making this the greatest, realest show on planet Earth. Shout out to Bailey in the back room. Paris. Smitty had to go to the dentist. Smitty had a dentist appointment. Hey, man, in about 45 minutes, I'll be back on with Shaun Salisbury on Rumble for Unpaved. So, man, pound that like, subscribe, become a member if you're not. If you haven't noticed, the show's getting realer, better, and deeper every single day. So pound that like. We'll see you tomorrow. It is Work Boot Wednesday with legendary Joe Theismann and Bill Romanowski joining the show. Share it to a friend. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.